Chen clubs one near the base of the scoreboard. That ball was just absolutely tattooed.
The Las Vegas 51s are on Fox Sports Radio 1460. 51s baseball is brought to you by Carl's Jr., Budweiser, Cox Communications, and by the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Now, to the stadium with the voice of the Las Vegas 51s, Russ Langer.
And a very pleasant good day to all of you here from Salt Lake City. It's a very nice day, rather warm, but it's decent weather, very decent weather for baseball. Las Vegas continuing their long road trip, 10 games in 8 days. They've already gotten both doubleheaders out of the way, one in Colorado Springs, of course, which they dropped both games on. And last night, a little different result. 51s looked like they were going to get swept. They lost the first game by a score of 4-0 on a masterful one-hitter by left-hander Joe Saunders. And in the second game, the 51s found themselves trailing going into the seventh and final inning by a score of 6-4 with 2 outs, no less. They got 2 men on base. With 2 outs and nobody on, Jose Flores walked off starter Eric Sear. And then Willie Ibar lined a single to center field. Up came Norihiro Nakamura, who was 0 for 3 in the day and was battling a 2 for 33 slump. Nakamura came up and the count went to 0-2, and he did not look good swinging at any of the pitches he was swinging at. But lo and behold, the ace of the Salt Lake bullpen, Greg Jones, who came in with an ERA of under 1, hung a slider, and Nakamura belted it way over the left field fence for a dramatic 3-run home run, giving the 51s a 7-6 win. Of course, it wasn't easy for the 51s to close it out either. In the bottom of the 7th inning, a 2-out double by Adam Pavkovich on a 1-2 pitch put the tying run on base, and he went to third base on an infield single by pinch hitter Jeff Mathis against Frankello Sosoria. But Casey Smith grounded out to Nakamura to finish the game. Nakamura not only fittingly was the man who got the final out and stepped on the bag to finish the game, but he got all 3 putouts in the last inning. All 3 balls hit to him by Curtis Pride, Luke Allen, and finally by Casey Smith at the very end. So the 51s got a badly needed come-from-behind win. They've won 2 of 3 in this series, which is significant because the Stingers don't lose series generally. This is a ball club that is very, very solid top to bottom. And they have won 13 of the series they played this year, lost only 4, and split 8 this year. And at home, they've won 9 series, lost only 2, and have split 2. So if the 51s can win one of the next 2 games, either today or tomorrow, they'll be in rare company. The people who have been able to win a series against Salt Lake anywhere, but especially here in this ballpark. The Stingers, a tremendous season under their belt so far, and a ball club that's affiliated with the Anaheim Angels, the LA Angels of Anaheim, and the 51s with 2 wins in 3 games so far early in this particular series. For the Salt Lake Stingers, they will turn today to right-hander Chris Buchek to try to get even in the series. He is 4-3 with an ERA of 4.73, and he's opposed by left-hander Eric Stoltz, who is 1-2 since coming up from Double-A Jacksonville. His ERA is 6.11 on the year. For Stoltz, his 7th game and his 6th start of the season. Game 1, of course, 51s had only 1 hit. The offense has been struggling. They lost 4 out of 5 in Colorado Springs, including the last 4 games in a row, but now they've won 2 out of 3 here in Salt Lake against a very tough Salt Lake ball club. So we're going to take a break and come back with more on this edition of the Las Vegas 51's pregame report. That's coming up from Salt Lake City right after this.
The total package. That's what you'll find at the fabulous Capital Grille. The Capital Grille, nationally acclaimed for dry-aged steaks on premises, chops, fresh seafood, and an award-winning wine list. The Capital Grille is open at Fashion Show Mall for both lunch and dinner. Take in all the energy and excitement of the Las Vegas Strip at the Capital Grille, providing a breathtaking view with a wall of windows directly overlooking the new Wynn Resort. The Capital Grille is the ideal place for guests to dine for total convenience, as complimentary valet parking is offered during both lunch and dinner. And the Capital Grille provides private elevator access. Impress your guests at the Capital Grille. They offer 3 private dining rooms, personalized event planning, and professional service. The Capital Grille is the perfect choice for your next business meeting or social gathering. The Capital Grille on the 3rd floor of Fashion Show Mall overlooking the Las Vegas Strip. For reservations, call 932-6631. 932-6631.
Brace yourself and your General Motors vehicle for summer with a visit to the excellent GM Good Wrench Service Department at Desert Pontiac GMC Buick. Desert Pontiac GMC Buick's factory-trained air conditioning specialist will check your condenser and coolant level, adjust your drive belts, inspect your clamps and hoses, check Freon, test your system pressure, and check for leaks. Take no chances. Come see your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Desert Pontiac GMC Buick in the Valley Auto Mall at 330 North Gibson Road in Henderson. It's good to know it's Goodwrench.
Making time, because life's too short for anything less than the bright, crisp, clean, pure taste of Budweiser. Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back again to Salt Lake City. Let's take a look at what happened around the PCL yesterday as New Orleans knocked off Albuquerque by a score of 8-4, and it was Oklahoma rolling past Iowa 11-0. Omaha beat Nashville. The final was 14-6, and the former 51's left-hander Shane Nance got the win there. And Portland knocked off Fresno 6-1. It was Memphis over Round Rock 6-2. Colorado Springs beat Tacoma 10-7, and Tucson was a 4-0 winner over Sacramento. So in the Las Vegas 51's division, which is the PCL Pacific Southern Division, Sacramento leads Tucson by 7, Fresno by 11, and the 51's are 15 back. They're 4 back of Fresno, and they're 8 back of second place Tucson right now. Salt Lake Stingers, they've been trying to get some wins in the series because they're in a battle with Tacoma for first place in the PCL Pacific North. The Stingers, with a split last night, had a chance to gain more ground on Tacoma, which lost its game, but because of the 51's big comeback at the end, they only gained half a game. So Salt Lake leads Tacoma by 2.5, Portland by 8, and Colorado Springs by 11.5. The Sky Sox are a hot bunch now. They've won 6 in a row. In the American South, Albuquerque leads Round Rock by 4, Oklahoma by 5, and New Orleans by 9.5. The Oklahoma Redhawks have won 5 in a row. And in the American North, Nashville leads Memphis by 5, Iowa by 8.5, and Omaha by 11 games. 51 still have to go to Des Moines and Omaha next month for a Midwest swing, 8 games in 8 days. And they also have home series against Oklahoma and New Orleans, and that'll be coming up fairly quickly, actually. The 51s will have a home series beginning on Tuesday at 7:05 at Cashman Field, beginning an 8-game homestand. And, of course, Thursday night will be Budweiser Dollar Beer Night. We'll have all the promotions for you as we move forward. But today around the league, Tacoma is at Colorado Springs as the Sox go for the 7th consecutive win. Nashville traveling to Omaha behind Rick Helling. Nashville sounds Helling is going for his 9th win. Colorado Springs hosting Tacoma, and that'll be part of a doubleheader. And then, meanwhile, Round Rock is at Memphis. New Orleans playing host to Albuquerque. Iowa is at Oklahoma. Fresno is hosting the Portland Beavers. And Tucson is at Sacramento to continue that series. And John Cannon will pitch for Tucson against Sacramento's Dan Meyer on the year. So, the 51s here in Salt Lake against the Stingers will have a day game tomorrow, even an earlier start than today. Tomorrow is a noon start local time. 11 o'clock in Las Vegas. We'll be on at 10:45 for the pregame show. And then the 51s will fly home after tomorrow's game. They'll get home tomorrow night, and then they'll get set for their 8-game homestand beginning Tuesday at Cashman Field. And then after that, they'll have a day off. The next day off is August the 3rd before the 51s hit the road again to that Midwest swing that I was talking about a moment ago. We'll be back with more on this edition of the Las Vegas 51's pregame show, including a check of today's starting lineups from Salt Lake City right after this.
The Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf are proud sponsors of the Las Vegas 51's baseball. The Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf are the originators of the original ice blended drinks, and they've got some great new flavors for these hot summer months. Along with original flavors like Mocha Ice Blended or the Sunrise Ice Blended, they're now featuring the Banana Caramel Ice Blended, the Belgian Waffle Ice Blended, and the Strawberry Cream Tea Latte Ice Blended. Now, if tea is your thing, you should definitely come check out the large selection of teas. They've got some great new icy flavors like Sulawesi, Fruit Paradise, and Lavender Mint. The Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf also has the best coffee and espresso drinks in town, as well as a fantastic selection of fresh baked goods. They are kosher. In just 3 years in the Las Vegas Valley, the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf have received several awards, including Best Coffee by Las Vegas Review-Journal, Las Vegas Weekly, and the Rebel Yell newspapers. There are also 12 locations throughout the valley, and more coming soon.
Flat patty. I feel flat patty all over.
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
They shock you.
KDNO Las Vegas.
Thank you, Diane. That's quite a story.
Well, thanks, Bob. Now, let's turn the time over to Steve with our 5-day forecast. Steve, what's come down the pike?
Well, Bob and Diane, it looks like we have quite a wholesome week ahead in the western region of the Cereal Bowl. Right here, things are looking pretty creamy. But wait, here comes a cold front. Looks refreshing. Precipitation from the North Gallon should drench a delicious 3 inches. Oh, and the next day, we get a great big homogenized whole milk storm sweeping in. It should make for great recipes on the weekend with a lot of sour cream on top. But that's all right because we could use the calcium.
Meadow Gold Dairy. Skim, 2% whole and chocolate milk, as well as cottage cheese and sour cream, are so fresh and delicious they might leave you a little bit distracted.
What does milk hold for next week? Should be chocolate from here on out. Back to you, Diane.
Sounds delicious, Steve.
Very good, Diane.
Oh, some way to milk it, Bob.
Meadow Gold Dairy. Got something fresh on your mind?
Welcome back again, my friends. We're here in Salt Lake City for today's game between the 51s and the Salt Lake Stingers. 51s trying for their third win in the series in 4 games, and the Stingers trying to even things up after the doubleheader yesterday. Derek Michaelis, who joined us a couple of days ago, will be joining us again today. The Las Vegas 51's first baseman outfielder who's on the disabled list right now. Derek, glad to have you back.
Thanks for having me, Russ. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Now, how about yesterday's nightcap with that dramatic finish and the home run by Nakamura?
Oh, that was awesome. It was a terrific game. We were all sitting there saying, boy, if he hangs one more slider, I think he's going to get him. And sure enough, he did.
And the 51's one of those come-from-behind wins that can really pick up a ball club.
Absolutely. I mean, that's two in 2 days. So, you know, you feel a lot better with yourself when you get down a couple times, but you come back like that, especially on consecutive nights. So.
No doubt. Let's take the starting lineup for visiting Las Vegas. They have a record of 43-58, managed by Jerry Royster, the Dodgers AAA team. Leading off in center field, Henry Stanley. Batting second is the shortstop, Jose Flores. In the third spot, the designated hitter, Jose Valentin. Batting cleanup and playing first base is Norihiro Nakamura. Hitting fifth in left field, Jason Grabowski. Batting sixth, the third baseman is Willie Ibar. In the seventh spot, right fielder Brian Myro. Hitting eighth at second base is Joe Thurston. And batting ninth and catching will be Mike Nixon. On the mound, lefty Eric Stoltz, who is 1-2, with an earned run average of 6.11 on the year. The Salt Lake lineup is coming up in a little bit as the Stingers in first place in their division. And right now, we'll take one more break and come back with the Salt Lake lineup and the first pitch right after this.
Looking to pitch a perfect game the next time your home team gets hungry? Then it's time to go to your race. Carl Buddig. Nothing tops original Carl Buddig thin sliced meats for taste. With 9 great flavors like honey ham, oven roasted turkey, and corned beef, you know you'll have the variety to go into extra innings if you have to. And we're talking legendary Major League convenience with the ability to work your lineup from snack time to meal time. Looks like you're in complete control with Carl Buddig.
Do you play golf? Would you like to play 3 different courses all in one beautiful location and still have money left over to play again the next day? Then Golf Summerlin is the place for you. Come play Highland Falls, Palm Valley, and Eagle Crest. All 3 courses will keep you coming back for more. Golf Summerlin is also a great choice for your next tournament or group outing. For more information, call 254-7010. That's 254-7010. Golf Summerlin. 3 great courses, all open to the public, all very affordable.
Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes are proud sponsors of the Las Vegas 51s. Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes are here to provide you with 32 locations in the Las Vegas and Henderson areas. From studios to 3-bedroom, family-sized apartment homes, there's something to fit anyone's needs and everyone's budget. Stop by any Camden and Oasis Apartment Home community, or while you're at the ballpark, check out our ad and play ball. Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes, the only choice in apartments. For more information, call us toll-free at 1-877-7-CAMDEN.
National anthem here as we get set for the start of this game. The Las Vegas 51s and the Salt Lake Stingers. For the home team Stingers, managed by former Dodger minor league skipper Dino Evil. They lead off with Chris Prieto. Chris Prieto opening things up. And batting in the second spot is Alberto Callaspo. As Prieto is in center field for this one. Callaspo batting second. He's at second base. Hitting third at first base is Casey Kotzman. Curtis Pride, the cleanup man, is the designated hitter. And batting fifth and catching is Jeff Mathis. In the sixth spot, left fielder Nick Corneau. Hitting seventh and playing right field will be Luke Allen. Batting eighth and playing third base, Adam Pavkovich. And batting ninth at shortstop will be Casey Smith. On the mound, right-hander Chris Buchek, who comes in with a record of 4-3, an ERA of 4.73. Buchek is 6'5", 200 pounds, 26 years old, from Phoenix. Was 11-9 for Salt Lake last year. And even though he had a so-so ERA of 5.12 last year, he pitched a couple of great games against the 51s. But Buchek has not faced the 51s this year. This is his first start against them. So he's facing Henry Stanley, open things up. And Derek Michaelis joining us today, as he did a couple of nights ago. And tomorrow, the tentative scheduled Las Vegas player who's in the disabled list who will join us, has agreed to join us, is Ryan Roop. So it's a good thing that this booth is tall enough to accommodate some tall timber here. Derek is 6'7", and Roop is roughly the size of a soda machine. So that's good stuff. So Chris Buchek warming up right now. And when you're in a game, Derek, against a guy that you've not faced before, you talk to other players in the team to find out what he has. How do you work that?
Oh, absolutely. Especially once you've gotten up to this level, so many guys have been around with different teams, been around enough years that it's a good chance somebody on the team has seen him. So you ask around and try to get a feel for how he's going to pitch you.
And right now, Henry Stanley is coming up against Buchek. Their paths certainly have crossed in the past. And the 51s hope that they are buoyed by the dramatic win last night in Game 2. And from the Salt Lake standpoint, Derek, I would think that it ended in a split, but it has to feel like they got swept just because of the way it ended.
Yeah, I mean, they were an out away from the sweep there, and we pulled it out, so that's never a good thing.
Here's Stanley. He takes a sinking fastball for a strike, 0-1, and we're underway here. Henry Stanley hitting .266 with 11 homers and 35 runs batted in, left-handed hitting center fielder. And the next one, as a fly ball to center, not hit well. Prieto has to come in for it, but he's there and makes a one-handed catch, and Stanley skies out to center, one gone for Jose Flores. Checking the Salt Lake Stingers on the defensive side of things, Casey Kosman at first, Alberto Callaspo is at second, Casey Smith at short, Adam Pavkovich at third, Nick Corneau in left, Chris Prieto in center, Luke Allen in right, and Jeff Mathis catching for Chris Buchek, who has thrown 83 2/3 innings on the year so far, which places him second on the staff behind Clayton Andrews, a lefty, who's 89 2/3. Here's Flores, and the fastball is low, ball one. Flores opens up this game with an average of .313, 2 homers and 23 RBIs. But he's had a good series, a very good series, hitting the ball hard quite often. Here's the pitch to him. And that 1-0 fastball is a strike, 1-1. Flores last night in the nightcap had a triple, a 2-run homer. He scored 3 runs, but the thing about Flores was, with all the attention focused on Nakamura, here's a 1-1 pitch, and Flores sends a fly ball to right center, which should be the second out. Coming in is Allen and Prieto. Luke Allen makes the catch in shallow right center. And the batter will be Jose Valentin with 2 outs. But, Derek, yes, Nakamura hit the home run. Ibar set it up with a single. But Flores really had a heck of an at-bat to draw that walk to start things with 2 outs.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, that started all right there. I think he had about probably a 9-10 pitch at bat and just battled his way on there. And that's how it gets started.
And with 2 outs, here's Jose Valentin, the rehabbing Dodger. The pitch to him is low, ball one. Valentin is the DH in this ball game with 2 outs and nobody out at the top of the first inning. Valentin in 6 games is 5 for 15 with a home run and 2 doubles, so he's hitting .333 in a Las Vegas uniform, coming back from a bad right knee, and his elbow is also sore right now. His throwing elbow. There's a strike. 1-1 the count to Jose Valentin. Norihiro Nakamura on deck. Darren Hyman is calling balls and strikes for this one. Joe Stegner at first, at third base, Mark Morrow. And Valentin lines one over a leaping Casey Smith in the left field for a base hit. Corneau gets it back in, and Jose Valentin is now 6 for 16 as a member of the 51s. What do you pick up when you watch Valentin swing the bat? What kind of observations?
Well, just like you would expect a big leaguer with that kind of experience, doesn't swing at too many bad pitches, never seems to have a bad at bat. I mean, even if whether he hit it hard or not, he's swinging at his pitch or what have you.
And that brings up Nakamura, who broke out of a 2 for 33 slump with his dramatic home run off Greg Jones last night. Jones came in with an ERA of 0.8. That's a high drive to deep center. Prieto has to go racing back in this ball, looking up, and it bounces and hits the fence. Around third is Valentin. Here he comes. Here comes the relay by Callaspo, and it's not in time. A booming double by Nakamura. 1-0 Las Vegas in the top of the first, and Nori starts off the way he left off last night.
Yep. 415-foot double right there with 420 to center.
And in Cashman Field, the center fielder is going to make that catch probably.
If the wind's not howling out.
So Nakamura collects his 12th double. That's his 51st RBI. And the 51s get a 2-out rally going in the first. Jason Grabowski comes up now. So the 51s offense, which has been largely struggling on this trip, they have had 2 good games in this series. Start off with a quick run here. And here's Grabowski trying to pick up Nakamura if he can. The pitch from Buchek. Fastball. There's a strike at the knees. It is 0-1.
It's a happy birthday to Nori as well today.
Norihiro Nakamura celebrating a birthday. I think it's his 32nd today.
I believe so, yeah.
It'll tell you he's 29. 0-1 the count. Grabowski hitting .458 in a Las Vegas uniform on the year. A home run, 10 RBIs. The pitch bounces behind Mathis. Nakamura going to third base to throw. He slides in safely on what should be called a wild pitch. And they'll wait for an official ruling on that. The count to Grabowski is 1-1. That much is official. Norihiro Nakamura at third base now with 2 down. And I'm sure he'll have some plans for later on.
Undoubtedly.
A ball and a strike to Grabowski. Grabowski did not play in the nightcap of the doubleheader. Played in the first game of the series and had a single and a double. And the pitch to him. Fastball is a little high. And a count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Jason Grabowski with Willie Ibar on deck. For 2 outs, Valentin single. And Nakamura double to center over the head of Prieto. So now, a 2-1 count on Grabowski. Off third base is Nakamura. And Buchek with the pitch. And it's swung on a miss. The bat goes flying out of Grabowski's hands to the backstop right near the first base dugout. Strike 2. And the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jason Grabowski. A little embarrassing for a hitter.
Yeah, he's just a little bit out in front of that changeup right there.
So Chris Buchek going to work now. Buchek was born in LaPorte, Indiana. So you got 2 guys originally from Indiana going head-to-head in this game. Buchek versus Eric Stoltz. But Buchek now lives in Phoenix. He went to Auburn University in Alabama. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And Grabowski hits a soft comebacker. 2 hops for Buchek, who handles it, throws to first base to complete the inning. The Las Vegas 51s get on the board quick. They'll run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left. Then at the end of half an inning of play, Las Vegas 1, Salt Lake against Eric Stoltz coming up.
Hey, 51 fans, stop by Sure Tire today for the Goodyear Herbie Derby. Now through August 6th, save big on a variety of Goodyear, Dunlop, and Republic tires at Sure Tire. Get outstanding performance with Eagle GTHR, Eagle LS, or Eagle RSA tires. Or if you're looking for traction in any weather, choose the Goodyear Assurance featuring triple tread technology. And for truck and SUV owners, check out the new Wrangler and Forterra featuring silent armor technology, an armor zone and quiet zone with Kevlar, produces top tires that deliver a quiet, comfortable ride. In addition, buy 4 selected Goodyear tires before August 6th and receive a free Goodyear hat. But at Sure Tire, we do more than just tires. We also take care of your automotive service needs such as brakes, oil changes, alignments, and more. All at competitive prices. In fact, stop by right now and get an oil, lube, and filter service for just $12.95. It's the deal you just can't beat. So check out Sure Tire for great savings on tires and service. Hurry, the Goodyear Herbie Derby ends August 6th. For complete details and a local Sure Tire retailer nearest you, call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Soaking in the sun at Cashman Field, cheering on another 51's victory, hitting the In-N-Out drive-thru for a juicy double-double. If that doesn't sum up a perfect day of baseball, who knows what does? Even if you can't be at the game, you can at least get 1 out of 3. To find out which of the 7 Las Vegas In-N-Out locations is nearest you, call 1-800-786-1000. In-N-Out is a proud sponsor of the Las Vegas 51s, as well as the hungry fans like you that support them.
Welcome back again, friends, to Salt Lake City, along with the Las Vegas 51s player Derek McCallis. Russ Langer with you. 51's got a run in the top of the first off the Stinger star Chris Buchek, and now Eric Stoltz on the mound. Young man who is from Indiana. As you mentioned in the pregame show, 6'3", 215, 25 years old, Mishawaka, Indiana. And he will face Chris Prieto, Alberto Callaspo, and Casey Kotzman. You were Stoltz's teammate at Jacksonville for a while now. Of course, the two of you are at AAA, Derek. And what about Eric Stoltz?
He's a good, solid pitcher. He, from the left side, has a above-average fastball. It's probably 88 to, we'll run it up there to 92 on occasion. But his pitch is a changeup. He's actually better against righties than he is lefties because the changeup's so effective. Stoltz is a good old, literally a good old farm boy. He grew up on a farm in Indiana, which is kind of neat. Not too many. I don't know any other baseball players that actually grew up on a farm.
Naturally, along his collection of music, he has a number of John Mellencamp CDs. Talked about that. And I talked to him today. I said, what's new on the farm? He said, well, the corn's just growing. There you have it. And here's Chris Prieto. And the look now. Eric Stoltz set to go. The pitch. Fastball at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Prieto, a good ball player, hitting .321 with 2 homers, 31 RBIs, and he tops the team with 17 steals. He was a 51's outfielder at one time. Played for New Orleans also for a while. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Prieto takes it up and in, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. And Prieto last year was at Memphis where he hit .284 and stole 29 bases. Very good center fielder, good speed, and a pretty good hitter. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Third baseman Ibar's in near the edge of the grass. Prieto takes a fast strike on the inside, and Stoltz threw a good pitch right there, and the count is 1-2. Stoltz a bit of a rough outing in Colorado Springs last time, but that's a ballpark where not too many first-time pitchers in that yard do all that well. And Stoltz trying to get things turned around against Salt Lake. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball down and away, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stoltz came up the middle of June after posting respectable numbers at Jacksonville. His debut was at home against Tacoma. He went 5 innings and allowed 4 runs and did not have a decision. He was beaten by Sacramento in his next start. Here's the 2-2 to Prieto. Fastball, a high fly ball. Shallow right center, should be caught. Brian Myro and Henry Stanley. It's going to be Stanley to make the catch in shallow right center field. And with 1 out, Alberto Callasco comes up. On the defensive side for Las Vegas, Norihiro Nakamura at first. Joe Thurston at second. Jose Flores at short. Willie Ibar at third. Jason Grabowski in left. Henry Stanley patrolling center. Brian Myro getting a rare chance to play right field. Mike Mixon is catching. Cody Ross on the bench, so was Deanna Navarro. After yesterday's doubleheader and a D game following. Pitches outside, ball 1 to Callasco. Switch hitter batting right-handed on the year. 51s have also sat Nick Theodoro and Tony Schrager from yesterday's nightcap. Callasco hitting .237, no homers and 5 RBIs. The pitch. He fouls a fastball back, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. And so, with the lineup being shuffled a bit, Myro gets a chance to play right field. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Venezuelan native, Alberto Callasco. And Stoltz gets set. Here's his 1-1 pitch. Change, taken high, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike, and that's what you're saying there. That's his pitch, and when he can control that, it can be pretty tough.
Right, as long as he keeps it down. The only times he's gotten in trouble up here is when he's been moving it up.
Here's a 2-1 to Callasco. Fastball, a 1-hop for the third, glove nicely by Ibar, who plants his feet and throws him out. Ibar made a tough play look easy right there. 2 down. And the batter, Casey Kotzman. Eric Stoltz's third outing was also at home against Portland 3 weeks ago. And he pitched well enough to win, but the 51 didn't score much for him. He only gave him 2 runs, and he had no decision. He went 6 2/3, though, his longest start since he came up from Double-A. He allowed 2 runs, 1 earned on 7 hits, struck out 8, and walked 4. Fastball's low, ball 1 to Casey Kotzman. Stoltz got his first and only win at Triple-A in Fresno on the 6th of this month, 6 innings, allowing 3 runs. Then he piggybacked Wilson Alvarez in a rehab assignment on the 14th at home against Tucson and had no decision. Here's the 1-0. Kotzman takes it outside 2-0. Kotzman at .276 with 7 homers, including 1 in the series and 52 runs batted in. 1-0 Las Vegas in the bottom of the first. And his last start in Colorado Springs was game 1 of a doubleheader, and that was on Tuesday. He went 4, allowed 6 runs, 5 earned on 9 hits, no walks, a pair of strikeouts. 51 lost the game 7-2. Fastball's a strike, and it's now 2-1 on Kotzman. But the Stingers have not seen Stoltz before, so they're trying to get a read on him. There are 4 lefties in the lineup, but as Derek pointed out a moment ago, Stoltz can often be more effective against righties than lefties. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, a strike on the outside. Good pitch right there in the corner, 2-2.
Very nice.
11 a.m. Las Vegas time to start tomorrow, 12 o'clock here locally. And the 51s will see the guy who's had more innings than anybody else on the Stingers, lefty Clayton Andrews. He'll get the call. 2-2 pitch. Fastball's too low. Ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. 51s will counter with T.J. Knoll. Will get a start as the series and the road trip will wrap up. 51s get to fly home tomorrow night after the game. How nice will that be?
Oh, that's terrific. It should beat that 3:15 wake-up call.
There's a 3-2 pitch to Kotzman. Breaking ball, lifted foul to the left. Up onto the roof it goes, and it stays full to K.T. Kotzman. So Kotzman up on a 3-2 count. Kotzman's father, Tom, has been a scout in the Angels system, and he scouted a number of the players who are on this Salt Lake team as well. There's a 3-2 pitch to Kotzman once again from Stoltz. High fly ball to left. Toward the line is Grabowski. He's got plenty of room, though. He's there and makes the one-handed grab, and Eric Stoltz throws up a 1-2-3 first inning on a couple of fly balls and a ground ball to third. At the end of one, in Game 4 of this 5-game series, Las Vegas 1, Salt Lake nothing.
As temperatures rise, so do your chances for car trouble. Help meet the demands of summer driving by taking your General Motors vehicle to an expert, Cadillac of Las Vegas. Let Cadillac of Las Vegas give your car a seasonal checkup to make sure it's ready for virtually anything summer can dish out. Cadillac of Las Vegas is your GM Goodwrench Service Center, featuring GM-certified technicians, advanced diagnostic equipment, and genuine GM parts. So stop by your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Cadillac of Las Vegas at 2711 East Sahara in Las Vegas, and keep yourself and your car cool this summer.
Hey, welcome to Pete's Pets.
Oh, hi, I need to return something.
The chicken?
Yeah, the chicken.
Something wrong with it?
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It just, stands around and it makes that stupid sound.
What do you want the chicken to do?
Beg or fetch or roll over.
It's a chicken.
So?
So chickens don't really do anything.
Well, then why did you sell her to me?
Because you gave me money.
Well, my dog, he used to greet me at the door. He'd jump up and down and everything. This chicken doesn't even know I'm there.
So what are you saying? The chicken's hurting your feelings?
No, I'm not saying that. But why would I want a chicken if it isn't good for anything?
Chickens are good for one thing, if you have the right equipment.
The right equipment?
Yep. Charcoal, grill, barbecue sauce.
Introducing the Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich at Carl's Jr. A big, juicy charbroiled chicken breast with bacon, barbecue sauce, and crispy onion rings. New at Carl's Jr. For a limited time only at participating restaurants.
Welcome back again, friends, to Salt Lake City. At the end of one, Las Vegas leads the Salt Lake Stingers by a score of 1-0. And Chris Buchek will go up against Willie Ibar, Brian Myro, and then Joe Thurston here in the top of the second. Russ Langer along with Derek Michaelis of the Las Vegas 51s on the disabled list right now. And Buchek will face Ibar, who will start things off in the top of the second. 51s on the board on a 2-out single by Jose Valentin, and he was chased home on a double to dead center by Norihiro Nakamura. Here's the pitch to Ibar. He swings and sends a fly ball foul left field side. Back out of play, strike one. Ibar 302 with 5 homers, 51 runs batted in. Third baseman, switch hitter batting left-handed with Brian Myro next, and Joe Thurston, who bats 8th, to follow. Here's the 0-1 to Ibar. He hits a soft liner towards short. One hop for Smith. He comes up throwing and gets Ibar. And the batter's Brian Myro. Tony Roma's scoreboard. Tony Roma's a great place for ribs, steaks, and seafood. Check out any of the 3 Las Vegas Tony Roma's locations before or after every 51s game. And Derek and I are going to talk about some of these teams here. We will start with the National League. In the top of the second, Florida and San Francisco. Well, let's see. Florida just got a run and a home run by Miguel Cabrera, his 23rd. Here is Myro. He takes a cutter a little bit inside ball one. Myro hitting .284 with 15 homers and 54 runs batted in. He had a tremendous grand slam a couple of nights ago that tied up the game. The pitch. And to change up low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to count. What makes Myro such a good hitter, Derek?
He's just always got a good plan when he goes to the plate. He keeps a book on pitchers. He got a good approach on how they're going to pitch him in general. Never has a bad at bat, similar like I said about Valentin, and doesn't swing at bad pitches typically.
He takes the strike. The count is 2-1. Joe Thurston's on deck. Myro a rare chance to play right field in this game. The 2-1 pitch. Changeup. It popped up on the left side. Shortstop Smith going out. Gordo, the left fielder, coming in, calling him off. And he makes that catch in very shallow left field. Along they go to get that ball. 2 down for Joe Thurston. It's 1-0 Florida in the top of the second as Miguel Cabrera homered off Kevin Correa in San Francisco. Earlier, Philadelphia beat the Padres. Well, the Padres are just suffering right now. The Phillies won 5-1. Brett Myers to win to go to 8-5 over Brian Lawrence, who's 5-10. And the Dodgers, for the second consecutive day, lost a chance to go to within 4.5 of the Padres because they lost in New York. They were shut up on that 6-0. Chris Benson hooked up with Aaron Heilman, the Notre Dame guy, on a 4-hitter. Here's the pitch to Thurston. He bunts at the first base side. Ball rolls to Kotzman, who picks it up and steps on the bag. And Thurston trying to drag bunt, and he's retired by Kotzman, the first baseman, unassisted. And the 51s go 1-2-3 in the second. At the end of 1.5 innings of play, the score, it is Las Vegas 1 and Salt Lake nothing.
Do you play golf? Would you like to play 3 different courses all in one beautiful location and still have money left over to play again the next day? Then Golf Summerlin is the place for you. Come play Highland Falls, Palm Valley, and Eagle Crest. All 3 courses will keep you coming back for more. Golf Summerlin is also a great choice for your next tournament or group outing. For more information, call 254-7010. That's 254-7010. Golf Summerlin. 3 great courses, all open to the public, all very affordable.
They say that the best kind of advertising is word-of-mouth advertising. And here at New York Hotel and Casino, we couldn't agree more. That's why today we're at the Manhattan Express roller coaster, asking people to describe their experience. Excuse me, sir, what do you think of the ride so far? Anything else? Well, what about you, ma'am? Are you enjoying the ride? Yes to me. Is that your husband there? How do you like the ride, sir? Well, there you have it. The people have spoken. The Manhattan Express roller coaster at New York. Come and see for yourself what everyone's been talking about. You gotta love this town.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here in Salt Lake City, 1-0 Las Vegas after 1.5. The Jazz Bear is on the field riding his motorcycle in front of the 51 dugout. Down toward the bullpen, he goes after trying to throw some T-shirts or whatever those things were into the crowd. And he's messing up the foul line in the left field corner. That is kind of a scary mascot. It looks like the real deal.
If I was 5 years old, I don't know if I'd find him too funny.
He may be scaring some 15-year-olds away.
I don't imagine he drives that out onto the basketball court either, you think?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably not. So now he disappears in the right field corner. Okay. Some semblance of order is restored here. Meanwhile, in the bottom of the second, Eric Stoltz, who worked a perfect first, will face Curtis Pride, the DH. And catcher, Jeff Mathis, and left fielder Nick Gorneau. Brad Penny was a losing pitcher in that the Dodger loss at Shea Stadium. He's now 5-6. Benson is 7-3. Chris Benson. And Mike Piazza homered his 12th of the year. Here's the pitch to Pride from Eric Stoltz. Fastball, strike on the outside. 0-1. Pride having a good year. 309, 6 homers, 37 runs batted in. And Pride, who's a senior member of this team at 36 years old, waiting on the youngster Stoltz. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hit foul in the air off to the left. Onto the roof it goes. 0-2 on Curtis Pride. 1-0 Las Vegas. In the bottom of the second. Other scores. In Cincinnati, the Reds got a run in the bottom of the ninth inning and beat Milwaukee 3-2. David Weathers, the winner, to go to 6-1. And Santana took the loss. He's 2-4. Adam Dunn, his 28th home run for the Reds. Austin Kearns hit number 7. Reds have been rumored to be in the middle of some possible trades with other teams. Here's the 0-2 stretch by Stoltz. And the pitch to Curtis Pride. And the fastball's on the outside corner at the knees. Strike 3 call. I didn't think so. He stands there, looks down at the ground, and now looks hard at the plate umpire, Darren Hyman, and walks away. First strikeout for Stoltz. And with 1 out, the batters Jeff and Mathis. Before we go to some more scores, I got to ask you about this, Derek, because we just both saw Darren Hyman ring up Curtis Pride right there. Does it seem to you that, at least for some umpires, an 0-2 pitch is going to be a ball most of the time, even if it's close, and a 3-0 pitch is going to be a strike most of the time, regardless of about where it is?
Yeah, that is it's a funny thing about, I don't know how that developed, but yes, in general, it seems to work out that way. If you're even close on 3-0, they're usually calling it.
Mathis swings and misses at Stoltz' changeup. Stoltz comes right back, fastball, lifted foul to the right, and that's back onto the roof, 0-2. Nice combination there, changeup and a fastball. Mathis having a good year, especially by catching standards at .282 with 13 homers, 48 runs batted in. And he had a pinch hit infield single in the 7th inning of last night's nightcap. Fastball's up and away, 1-2. He hit that ground ball up the middle and a pinch hit roll with 2 outs in the 7th inning, and Adam Papkovich at second base. And Tony Springer went behind the bag to get it and alertly threw home to make sure the runner at third didn't try to score.
Yeah, that was a very heads-up play right there by Schrager.
1-2 to Mathis, and Stoltz deals. Breaking ball lifted to center. Hanley is in position for this one, jogging in a couple of steps. He's there to make that catch, and Stoltz has retired the first 5 men he has faced, 2 outs, for left fielder Nick Gorneau. 12th inning, Houston and Washington. Oh, now it's top of the 13th inning now at RFK. Houston and Washington are tied at 1. They've been tied at 1 since the 6th inning when Houston got a run. Pittsburgh at home blanked the Rockies 3-0. Mark Redmond hooked up with Jose Mason, a 7-hitter. Redmond is now 5-10. The loser, Chacon, now 1-7. Mesa got his 24th save. Castillo, his 8th home run for the Pirates. Fastball is inside to Nick Gorneau, who is hitting .279 with 17 homers and a team-high 68 runs batted in. Right-handed hitting left fielder. We'll have some American League scores in a little bit. 1-0 Las Vegas in the bottom of the second. Stoltz pitch. Change-up. That's taken low. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Nick Gorneau. Seen a lot of action in this series. He didn't play in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday, though, but played the first 2 games of the series. And in the opener, Gorneau was 0 for 3 with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts and scored a run. Does not have a hit yet in the series. He sends a high fly ball deep down the left field line in the corner, going foul, being chased by Grabowski, and Grabowski is out of room in the corner. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Nick Gorneau. The late National League games, Atlanta, Arizona, Horacio Ramirez for Atlanta, he's 8-5. Javier Vasquez for the Diamondbacks, he is 8-9. Both pitchers with similar ERAs of right around 4.5. Cubs and Cardinals, that's the ESPN game later on. From St. Louis, Mark Pryor, who's 7-3, goes for the Cubs. Jeff Suppan enjoying a decent year for himself. 9-7 going for the Cardinals. Should be a good one. 2-1 pitch to Gorneau. High fly ball to left center field. And it should be caught. Stanley and Grabowski are converging on it. And they can't catch it. The 2 men bump into each other. The ball falls in. Gorneau gets to second base. I don't know if neither one called or both of them called. What do you think, Derek?
I'm going to say both of them were calling it and either didn't hear each other or something. I mean, obvious miscommunication there.
It will go as an error on Henry Stanley. And it's an error that probably could have gone to either outfielder, really. And so Luke Allen will come up now. And the Salt Lake Stingers get an extra at-bat here in the second. And Luke Allen, a very good left-handed hitter. Former Las Vegas 51 outfielder. Allen hitting .283. Leads the team with 19 home runs and has driven in 67 runs. Stoltz with a pitch. Fastball, a strike at the knees. 0-1 to Luke. Georgia native. One of the really popular players in the 51s. He's got a cannon for an arm. As I know, if you haven't seen it, I know you heard about it.
Yeah, it is impressive. The best arm I've personally seen out of an outfielder.
0-1, Gorneau at second. And Stoltz gets set, looks back at Gorneau. He's got a big lead out there. The pitch. Breaking a line to left field. Grabowski can't get it with a dive, and the ball goes to the wall. Gorneau scores. Allen goes to second base. It is a 1-1 game in the bottom of the second. So Allen hit the ball hard, as he usually does against the 51s, and Grabowski tried to dive for it as he was going toward the line and couldn't get it. Allen ties the game up with his double, but it is a run that clearly should not have scored if the error kept the inning going. But the Stingers will accept the gift happily, and the batter's Adam Papkovich. Papkovich, the third baseman, right-handed batter hitting eighth. Allen at second base with 2 down, and the pitch. Changeup as a strike, and the count is 0-1. Is it not true that if a center fielder is calling for the ball, that either corner outfielder is supposed to kind of move out of the way?
Right. I mean, technically, in terms of priority. The center fielder is the man. I mean, I guess technically if he wanted to call off the catcher, he could.
The 0-1 to Papkovich hitting 278. He fouls it back, and it count is 0-2. He's got 6 homers and 39 runs batted in. So Allen at second base, and for Luke, his 14th double, his 68th RBI. He and Gorneau are now tied for the team lead with 68 apiece. 1-1 game now in the bottom of the second, and Papkovich waiting in the 0-2 from Stoltz. The look here, and the 0-2 pitch on the way. Fastball. He reaches out, lifts it foul to the right, and that one will curl back into the upper deck, and one fan took his cap off to try to get it. Not the strongest effort right there for that foul ball.
It was half-hearted at best.
American League, the Angels lead the Yankees. They're trying to sweep the Yankees in Anaheim. 1-0 Angels after 1.5 innings of play. 0-2 to Papkovich. Breaking ball grounded foul right into the third base dugout, and Nick Theodoro bailing out of the way of that ball down there. 4th inning, the Chicago White Sox lead the Boston Red Sox in Chicago 5-2. Possible playoff preview. David Ortiz, his 24th home run for the Red Sox. Iguchi, number 8 for the White Sox. 0-2 to count on Papkovich. Stoltz gets set. Nixon sets up the target. Allen off second to pitch. Fastball popped out to the right again. This one will also go back out of play, and that goes into the upper deck, into the little stairwell down there, and hopefully nobody got a surprise walking up the steps with their nachos. 0-2. Top of the 8th inning, Tampa Bay really making life miserable for the Orioles these days. Devil Rays lead the Orioles 4-2 in the 8th inning. 0-2 again to Papkovich. Stoltz is going to step off now with Person scrambling near the bag to keep Allen close. Sammy Sosa, home run number 11 for the Orioles. Sal Fasano, number 9. 0-2. The stretch. And the pitch. Change-up. Lifted to left center. Grabowski and Stanley again. And Grabowski slides and makes the catch. And Stanley veered out of the way. Big Jason Grabowski makes a nice catch to complete the Stingers' second. But the Stingers score a run unearned on a hit and an error. 1 left at the end of 2. It's a 1-1 game.
A few thoughts about monopolies, cash cows, and low-cost leads. For years, the phone company has had a virtual monopoly over Yellow Pages advertising. This has allowed them to impose steep annual rate increases. Over time, their directory business has become a nice, fat cash cow. But at Yellow Book, we think we have a better way. For example, across the country, a full-page ad in Yellow Book Yellow Pages is generally about half the cost of the same size ad in a phone company directory. At Yellow Book, all we do is publish great directories, so we're able to keep our costs down and produce low-cost leads to power your business, which has helped create many thousands of success stories for small businesses just like yours. After all, we wouldn't be in 43 states with a circulation of 82 million if we weren't producing quality low-cost leads. So why keep getting milked by the phone company? Call us at 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Hi, friends. If you're in the market for a General Motors vehicle, there's only one place to shop in Las Vegas. That's Bill Hurd Chevrolet. They are the world's largest Chevy retailer, and they feature an excellent body shop and parts and service as well. I have a vintage Chevy sitting in my garage right now, and I don't take it to anyone but Bill Hurd Chevrolet. They're at 444 South Decatur at Alta. Telephone 870-9444. Bill Hurd Chevrolet. Visit their website, www.billhurdvegas.com.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here in Salt Lake, a 1-1 game between the 51s and the Stingers. And 51s got their run in the first, Stingers got their run in the second. And Chris Buchek will face Mike Nixon, Omri Stanley, and then Jose Flores. 9-1-2 in the Las Vegas order. Derek McKill is joining us. And Nixon coming up now against Chris Buchek. Okay, let's check some other American League scores. 8th inning, Kansas City 6, Toronto 4. Scott Schoenweiss, now a member of the Blue Jays, pitching in relief now for the Blue Jays. Eric Hinsky is 10th home run for Toronto. And Barreau is at number 7 for KC. In the middle of the 7th inning, Oakland leads Texas 8-3 now in Texas. 8th inning, Cleveland 6, Seattle 2. Mike Nixon swings and fouls one back out of play. Strike one. 0-1. Kevin Millwood going for the win there. Richie Sexton, home run number 23. And for Cleveland, Victor Martinez, home run number 11. And Detroit beat Minnesota in Detroit 5-2. Jeremy Bonderman, now 13-6, beat Kyle Loesch, who fell to 7-9. There's a soft liner caught by a jumping first baseman, Casey Kotzman. And Nixon, who opened the game at 195, lines out. One out of the batter, Henry Stanley. Kyle Farnsworth got a save for his second consecutive day, his fifth. Twins had a home run by Joe Mauer, his seventh. And Detroit had a home run by Curtis Granderson, number 2. And Carlos Guillen hit his third. The Tigers are back to 500 now. 49 and 49. And Bonderman, man, fine year for him. 13 and 6. Here is Henry Stanley, the pitch. Fastball is inside, ball 1. Stanley flied out to center to open up the game. 1-1 tie in the top of the third. Along with Garrick Michaelis, Russ Langer with you on a warm, pleasant day in Salt Lake City. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And fastball's up and in, ball 2. 2-0. How gorgeous are those mountains out there today?
Oh, it's spectacular. People pay a lot of money for seats like that, for a view like this. It's amazing there's still snow up there.
And it won't cost you anything but some commentary. How about that? 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. Stanley hits a ground ball up the middle. Shortstop Smith has it behind the bag. Fires to first base and gets Stanley on by a step. Nice play by Smith. Smith is a defensive-oriented player and made a nice play right there. 2 down for Jose Flores, who flied out to right center. The ball caught by Luke Allen, the right fielder. So Flores hitting the ball well in the series. I mean, we talked about this a couple of nights ago, how he's hitting line drives all over the place, and last night he hit a home run and a triple, drew that walk in the last inning.
Yeah, I mean, his last probably 8 at-bats, he's hit 7 balls right on the nose.
The pitch. Flores takes the strike, 0-1. Flores hitting .311 now with a pair of homers and 23 RBIs. I would think that when people talk about veteran players leading by example, not necessarily a rah-rah type of leadership, the pitch is strike 0-2, but leading by example, that Jose Flores would be one of the 51s who would come to mind. Just by virtue of the way he goes about his business.
Sure, Flo knows exactly what kind of player he is, and he stays within those bounds.
0-2 pitch, and the pitch is up and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count with Jose Valentin on deck.
He doesn't try to do any more than he knows he's capable of.
Meanwhile, Buchek trying to go through a 1-2-3 inning. He's retired several in a row now. 1-2 pitch. And just inside. Buchek was heading to the dugout. And Darren Hyman saying, hold on there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 6 in a row set down by Buchek since the RBI double by Nakamura in the first. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Flores. Buchek, big leg kick. Here he comes. And there's a little looper in his shallow right. Here comes Luke Allen. He's going to play it on a bounce. Base hit. And Flores has another hit. And that'll cost him a bat, but I'm sure he'll make that exchange cheerfully.
That went down a winner. Never mind that.
That's right. So that's 3 hits now for the 51s. And here's Valentin, who singled to left center with 2 outs in the first and scored on Nakamura's long double to center field. We'll have more scores as the day goes on. And as we continue to describe today's action, Game 4 of a 5-game series. Valentin in the box. Flores off first, a modest lead there, being held on by Kotzman. The outfield is deep and straight away. And the pitch. Valentin takes the strike, and the count is 0-1. Boy, how good are his kids going to be?
Yeah, I mean, his little 11-year-old's out there during BP every day just picking it. Fun to watch. It's actually been kind of fun having them around. They, just that kid enthusiasm.
Here's the 0-1 to Valentin. And Buchek from the stretch. Here he comes. Breaking ball up and away. Grabbed by Mathis. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's some kids in their teens who can't do what he can do at 11 years old.
Oh, no.
And now during batting practice, he's out there ready at shortstop. He's got no fear.
Yeah. Well,
those guys are getting rockets all over the place.
Those kids that had a glove on their hands, they were born, I'm sure. That helps.
1 ball and 1 strike on Valentin. And Buchek gets set. The pitch. Valentin swings and fouls one back. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes now.
I didn't start playing until I was 10. They have a 10-year head start on where I was at that age.
And the 7-year-old, obviously much smaller, but he's going to have 2 mentors: his older brother and his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention his uncle Javier.
I was about to add that myself.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Buchek gets ready. Go to first base, and Flores back in there standing up. Mariano Duncan coaching at first base. 51's hitting coach, and the skipper Jerry Royster down the way at third base. Game 4 of a 5-game series. Gorgeous day in Salt Lake. Some big white puffy clouds above. But I understand it rained been raining in Las Vegas. No rain here. 1-2 stretch. Buchek gets ready. And the pitch. Fastball just inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's raining in Vegas. What does that mean? It dropped below 110?
Yeah. How about that? Supposedly it's in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The good old monsoon. Buchek, a long check of Mathis. Now he brings his hands together right at the belt. 2-2 pitch coming. Jose Valentin fouls it back. There's a Freudian slip. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Valentin from Puerto Rico. A lot of great players came from.
I heard that he just actually bought one of the Winter League teams over there last year. Is that right?
I believe that's right. Roberto Clemente, Hall of Famer, coming from there. Here's the 2-2 stretch. And there goes Flores. The pitch is a high fly ball down the left field line. Long run for Gorneau. Gorneau's going to watch go back in the seats beyond the 51's bullpen. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Must be nice. It'll say, I just bought a team the other day, casually, and then drop that into the conversation, you know.
Yeah, it's, well, to play that long in the big leagues, you can do stuff like that.
2-2 to count. It's a 1-1 game here in the top of the third. 51's got the run in the first, a 2-out single by Valentin. Nakamura doubled him in. And then Salt Lake tied it in the second with some help from the 51s. A 2-out error in the outfield got Nick Gorneau at second base. He got the second on that, and Luke Allen doubled him in. 2-2 pitch. Line drive to the right, a base hit. Over to pick it up is Allen. Flores goes around second and will stop. They're not going to challenge Luke Allen's arm. No, sir. Throw goes to second base, and Flores just got back. Wow. Flores had rounded the bag. He was picking up his third base coach, Reuter, and he rounded the bag and almost rounded it too far.
I think Luke was coming on that one because he didn't even hesitate. He threw right to second.
And Flores has been running on the pitch. It would have been interesting to see about Luke's attempt to get him at third base. But in this case, he stops at second, but he nearly got tagged out by Casey Smith. The throw came in right at the bag, and Flores just got back. So with 2 outs, singles by Flores and Valentin. As the 2 Jose's get to Buchek back-to-back here. That's 4 hits for Las Vegas. And here's Nakamura, who doubled to center in the first to drive in Jose Valentin. The look now by Buchek. 2-on-2 out. And it pitch to Nakamura. Fastball is high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count. They're in the 13th inning in Washington. Still a 1-1 game. Russ Springer has come out of the Houston bullpen now. One ball, no strikes on Nakamura. Flores at second. Valentin at first base with 2 down. The stretch by Buchek. And the 1-0 pitch to Nakamura. Slider, there's the strike. And a count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Nakamura nodding his head as he walks out of there. 1-1 to count. On deck is Jason Grabowski.
Russ, I don't think you mentioned yet that I actually got my second trivia question correct today.
You did get your second trivia question correct today.
I was quite proud of that.
That's right. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Nakamura. Fastball up and away 2-1. Never on the question was, what's the name of the 51's mascot? Cosmo. It was still a question. You got it right. No, really. You got a tough one right.
You know what? I don't think I would have gotten that one right. I haven't been here long enough to figure that one out yet.
2 balls and a strike. Nakamura, the birthday boy, waiting on the 2-1 pitch from Chris Buchek, and he takes a fastball maybe a little high. Good-looking pitch, 3-1. Buchek thought he had a strike. His body language would suggest that he's disappointed with the call. Kind of slouched his shoulders a little bit. 3 balls and a strike now. And center fielder Prieto took a step back or so.
As he should.
3-1 on Nakamura. But unusual stance, wearing number 66. Buchek checking with Jeff Mathis now. Flores at second, Valentin off first. 3-1 pitch is on the way. Fastball, high, ball 4. That'll load him up for Jason Grabowski. Flores will take third. Valentin will take second. Nakamura draws the first walk issued by Buchek. How quiet did the 15,000 souls here last night get when Nakamura hit that ball?
Yeah, that was great. I mean, it was a tremendous crowd last night. It's always fun to play in front of that, and whether they're for you or against you. But yeah, that quieted them in a hurry, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody's on their feet. They're 1 strike away from 2-run victory, and whammo, there you go, down by 1.
And he hung a slider, and Nakamura just punished it. I mean, it was a no-doubter.
No, yeah, it's funny. Brian Myro actually called it. When he walked up there and he flipped in that first pitch slider, Myro goes, "Uh-oh, does this guy not know Nakamura well? He hammers sliders, which he does. He hits all speed pitches very well." He said, "Watch. When he gets 2 strikes, he's going to throw another one of those. He's going deep." Sure enough, that's what happened.
Bryn Smith, the pitching coach, former Expo right-hander, just visited Buchek at the mound, now slowly walking back to the Salt Lake dugout on the first base side. Base loaded, 2 outs. Here's Grabowski with a comebacker in the first. And it is a 1-1 game in the top of the third. Grabowski, big guy with a big swing. And Buchek working from a stretch with the bases loaded and 2 outs. The outfield plays him slightly to pull. Here's the look. And the pitch. Fastball is inside, ball 1. 1-0. Grabowski's average, 449 in a Las Vegas uniform. He was hitting 163 when the Dodgers sent him down. This is his 15th game with the Las Vegas club, if you count the rehab assignment early in the year. And now he joined the team in Colorado Springs. 1-0 pitch to him. He swings, lines it to right. Base hit. Flores scores. Here comes Valentin. He's going to try to score on Luke Allen. Here's the throw. He slides, and he is out at home. Luke Allen guns him out with a perfect one-hopper to Jeff Mathis. Flores scores the go-ahead run, and Valentin nailed by Allen. But, of course, with 2 outs, you almost have to send him. And so the inning is over. The 51 settled for a run on 3 hits, no errors, and a couple of men left. And at the end of 2.5, Las Vegas 2, and the Salt Lake Stingers 1.
I've never seen a lineup quite like this one. The kitchen is loaded. The placemats are set. The bowls are on the table. You feed his granola crunch. He grabs the door. He swings. It's Anderson Dairy Milk all the way. Nothing makes breakfast taste better than milk. Over cereal with eggs, toast, and jam, or add some chocolate and shake things up. Here's our pitch. Milk. It's a real team player. From Anderson Dairy, the dairy expert.
Everybody's gonna have a good time. Get together. Everybody's gonna have a good time. With these friends of mine, feel right. Everybody's gonna have a good time. With these friends of mine, feel fine. And everybody's gonna have a good time. Get together. Everybody's gonna have a good time.
The important thing isn't where you meet up. It's just that you do. With a few good friends and a signature taste of King of Beer. For drinkability and refreshment you won't find anywhere else. Light, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer. Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here in Salt Lake in a 2-1 Las Vegas lead. And it doesn't sound like much, a 2-1 game, but it's not been an uneventful game, that's for sure. 51's got a single and a double in the first to get a run in. And then they kind of gave the run back with a defensive mistake in the outfield in the second, leading to the Stingers' unearned run to tie it. Luke Allen drove the run in, and Luke Allen just took a run away from the 51s. A 2-out single right with the bases loaded by Jason Grabowski, knocking in Jose Flores. Jose Valentin then tried to score as Casey Smith steps into the batter's box now and takes a pitch low and inside from Eric Stoltz, ball 1. It took, as Derek was talking about during the break, it took a really good throw by Allen to get Valentin, who had a good jump off the bag at second, but was thrown out on a nice one-hop throw right to Mathis. Pitch is a strike in the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. We keep talking about Luke, and another great throw right there.
Yeah, another reason why not a bad thing to send him, because although he's got the great arm, he plays a really deep right field. So, it's that much farther the ball's got to carry, that much longer it takes him to get to the ball. So, not a bad thing to send him there.
Pitch is fouled to the upper deck, and I think it was the same fan who missed the other ball in the upper deck in the first inning. Had that one go out of his hand, so his fielding percentage remains at 0. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Smith hitting .207. No homers and 15 runs batted in. Breaking ball foul back. And a count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Smith batting ninth In the second game of last night's doubleheader, he was 0 for 3 with a walk. He's 2 for 10 in the series. Young man from Alabama went to Troy State. Ball and 2 strikes. Chris Prieto is on deck. And Stoltz getting set. This will be a 1-2 to Casey Smith. Fastball up and in. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Diamondbacks and Braves are underway in Phoenix. 1-0 Diamondbacks in the first inning. And the Angels lead the Yankees in the bottom of the third in Anaheim. 1-0. Mike Messina pitching for the Yankees in that ball game. This is a 2-2 now from Stoltz to Casey Smith. Changeup hit back to Stoltz on one hop. He knocks it down, picks it, lollipops it to first base high. Nakamura just gets his foot on the bag before Smith crosses the base. And it wasn't pretty, but they got the out. 1 down. And the bat is Chris Prieto. You know, I guess when a pitcher is good defensively, he can. That's one of the most underrated aspects of the game. Pitcher's defense. If he's really handy out there, that middle infielders can fan out a little farther away from the base.
No, you're absolutely right. It's an excellent point. They don't have to pinch up the middle quite as much. Take away more of the holes if you can trust on the pitcher to, at least get those slow rollers and whatnot.
Here's Prieto. He swings and misses a good breaking ball. 0-1. Prieto hit a little pop fly into center field in the first inning, caught by Henry Stanley. So he's 0 for 1. 2-1 Las Vegas. We're in the bottom of the third with 1 out and nobody on. Eric Stoltz has gone through the Salt Lake order once and has looked good. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Prieto. Breaking ball. That's a strike at the knees. And Stoltz really hitting his spots when you're going here.
Yeah, it's going to make a big difference for Stoltz if he can really develop. Doesn't have to even be a great slider. If you can just get a good one, it's going to make a big difference, especially on lefties.
This is an 0-2 to Prieto. Nixon setting up away, and the fastball is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count.
As a starter, unless you're Randy Johnson, you're going to need 3 pitches. Most of them came away with just 2.
1-2. Prieto waits, and Stoltz with a pitch. And the breaking ball is low. They appeal. Third base umpire Mark Morrow confirming no swing. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Chris Prieto with Alberto Callaspo waiting on deck. A.J. Burnett has just helped himself with a home run for the Marlins. They lead the Giants 2-1 in the third in San Francisco. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Fastball just outside. Ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Prieto. Stoltz hoping for the strike call there. Goes for a walk behind him mound.
Think anybody's going to go after Burnett?
What do you think?
Well, yeah, but nothing's happened so far, huh?
Not yet. Here's a 3-2 to Prieto. Breaking ball driven to deep right. Going back is Myro. Myro racing back, looking up. The ball bounces off the wall on one hop. Myro has trouble picking it up. So Prieto's going to go for 3. Here he comes, and he's going to make it with a slide. A triple for Chris Prieto. Well, Stoltz, I don't know, maybe he was still thinking about the 2-2 pitch that just missed, but he threw a very hittable pitch, and Prieto hit it.
Yeah.
For Prieto, that is his 7th triple of the year. Got quite a few of those. And the tying runs at third base with 1 out now for Salt Lake, and the batter is Callaspo, who grounded out to third. A nice play by Ibar in the first. But if you believe what's being tossed around, it would appear that Burnett is going to be headed somewhere. But it was supposed to be Baltimore, and apparently that fell through. Here's the pitch to Callaspo. He takes it up and away, ball 1.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Marlins just want to get something for him because he's going to be gone after the year anyway.
Red Sox and White Sox rumored to be making a run for him. I guess the thing with Baltimore is that the Marlins wanted Mike Lowell as part of the deal to dump his salary.
Right.
There's a drive high and deep to left field. Backing up Grabowski, he makes the catch. Pro tags, he scores easily without a throw. And the game is tied at 2 on a sacrifice fly by Alberto Callaspo. 2-2 game now. 2 outs, nobody on. And first baseman Casey Kotzman gets a chance. Supposed to be a 3-way thing with Baltimore and Florida and another team. And so that didn't work out. Now's the time of the year. Over the next week, you're going to be hearing all kinds of rumors. I mean, it's really going to be amped up quite a bit. Here's Kotzman, the pitch. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Kotzman flied out to left in the first inning. One of the amazing things, Derek, is for all of the trouble the Dodgers have had, and we touched on this a couple of nights ago, they're only 5.5 out of first place in that division. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Kotzman.
It's really something else. I mean, literally, if they hadn't had any injuries, they may be running away with the thing right now. I mean, you can make a good argument for it anyway. And the Padres are, what, 5 games over 500, something like that? That's about it.
No, less. They're two. They've won it, I think. They've got a long losing streak now. Ground ball to short to his right is Flores. He backhands, fires to first base, and gets his man. Nice play by Jose Flores. And the inning is over. The Stingers tie it with a run on a hit plus the sacrifice fly. No errors and no one left. After 3, it's a 2-2 tie.
Hey, you know what's cool? Strutting into a downtown Las Vegas classic like you own the place. Hitting the casino for some gambling like it used to be. At the blackjack tables, on the slot machines, in the sports book, and in the poker room. Having a meal that make the chefs at some of the new frou-frou joints on the Strip question their own culinary credentials. Or hanging with your friends before catching the headliner in the showroom. And the whole time, getting treated with the kind of service that snatched the AAA 4 Diamond Award for 28 consecutive years. You locals know what I'm talking about. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. It's been the jewel of downtown since 1946, and yeah, that's cool. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. That's downtown Las Vegas. Come in, and like the boys with the 51s know, you better come to play. Get more at goldennugget.com.
The following is mandatory program material. Fox Sports Radio 1460.
No time for questions.
KENO Las Vegas.
Planning on vacationing with a family on a road trip? Let the outstanding GM Goodwrench Service Department at Desert GMC Buick help you to get out of town, not into trouble. Desert GMC Buick has been rated #1 in customer service satisfaction in Nevada with the latest diagnostic equipment, GM-certified technicians, and genuine GM parts. So be sure your car is ready for that out-of-town trip. Come visit your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Desert GMC Buick at 6400 West Sahara in Las Vegas. Great service is something to be thankful for, and you'll find it at Desert GMC Buick.
Welcome back again, friends, to Salt Lake. The sun is out, and it's a great day for baseball. Top of the 4th inning, a 2-2 ball game here. Las Vegas and the Salt Lake 51s trying to play the spoiler role as the Stingers battling out with Tacoma in the Pacific in their particular division. Here's the pitch. Fastball's a strike 0-1. It is the PCL Pacific Northern Division. Salt Lake began the day 2.5 up on Tacoma. Ibar ground out to short in the second, his first time up, facing Chris Buchek. And the 0-1 pitch. Ibar swings and grounds it to first base. 2 hops for Kotsman, who stumbles and now feeds it to Buchek at the bag in time to the out. A 3-1 put out for Brian Miro. Yeah, the Padres are 2 games over 500 now. They have a chance to win that division. And Derek and I were talking about, in the history of baseball, ever since divisional play began in 1969, any form of divisional play, very few teams have had that kind of record and they even threaten to go to the postseason. The pitch to Miro is a strike at the knees. Miro popped out to left his first time up 0-1, but the Padres, that National League West is so wobbly right now. It's anybody's race, really.
Yeah, anybody gets on a hot streak, they can run away with it real easy.
Pitch is high to Miro, 1 ball and 1 strike. What about the American League East? Who like there?
American League East? Golly, every year you want to say Boston, but every year somehow the Yankees win it anyway. So I'm a Boston fan over the Yankees, so I guess I'm prejudiced in my opinion.
Fastball's a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brian Miro.
They definitely have better pitching than Yankees, though. Especially once they get Schilling back.
Schilling has said he can start any time. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count.
He hasn't exactly been lights out of the pen, but that's a whole different everything, from being a starter.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Brian Miro. He takes a fastball that crowds him inside, ball 3. 3-2. Joe Thurston waiting his turn on deck, and then it'll be Mike Nixon if anybody should reach. But for the first time, although a lot of people are saying that Baltimore is going to fade, and they've been saying that since May, but and they're not playing good baseball now, certainly, but for the first time, it's more than a 2-team race, because the Orioles are close, and Toronto is not far behind also.
Yeah, which is great, and actually could mix things up. The Yankees of Boston aren't used to having somebody else to deal with.
3-2 pitch just low, ball 4. That's the second walk allowed by Buchek, who has not recorded a strikeout yet, and the batter Joe Thurston. The other thing about the fact that there are 4 teams within 5 or 6 games of each other in the division now, as we approach the trading deadline, not only does it mean that people are talking about at the water coolers something other than the Red Sox and Yankees, but also it could affect the way trades go, which could have a domino effect on other teams.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's like talk about the Burnett thing. I mean, whereas maybe only the Yankees and Boston would have been in it, now maybe the Orioles are in. You know, it changes the dynamics.
Toronto too. Here's the pitch. Thurston sends a pop-up on the left side. Third baseman Pavkovich wants it, and he crosses 1 foot into foul territory, but he's in fair territory when he makes the catch on the line in front of third base. Thurston 0 for 2, and the batter's the catcher Mike Nixon, who lined up to first, opening the third. 2-2 game in the top of the fourth.
This time of year, it's just another example of what makes baseball so different. I mean, there's no, in any of the other major sports, there's no frenzy like this around the trading deadline. It's really quite unique, I think, to baseball. It makes it fun.
Here's Nixon. The stretch by Buchek. Myro off first, about a 3-step lead. Here's the pitch. And there's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Speaking of Baltimore, they lost again in Tampa Bay, 6-2. Casey Hawson beat Eric Bedard. And Carl Crawford homer for Tampa Bay, his 11th. Here's the 0-1. Nixon takes a strike, and the count is 0-2. Sammy Sosa and Sal Fasano homered for the Orioles. 2 solo homers to account for their offense. 0-2 to count on Nixon. 2 outs. Myro first base. And Buchek with the 2-strike advantage on Nixon. Getting set. Nixon at 193. Throw to first base. And back in there is Myro. Henry Stanley would be next. Day game tomorrow. 51s fly home after that. And begin an 8-game homestand on Tuesday night at Cashman Field. It's 7:05 contest. There's the 0-2 to Mike Nixon. Buchek deals. Breaking ball lifted to shallow center. Prieto's got a long way to go for this ball, but he's there to make the catch. Ball carries out there some, and he makes the squeeze, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Las Vegas 2, Salt Lake 2.
There is no doubt that Vista Chevrolet offers the hottest prices under the sun. Clear and simple. That's right. Vista Chevrolet, home of Mr. Goodwrench, features the best in sales, service, and Chevrolet parts. Conveniently located at US 95, exit 90B at Ann Road. Vista Chevrolet is open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call at 967-5686 or visit their website at www.vistachevy.com. Vista Chevrolet.
When you think about it, not all days are created equal. Take Tuesday. Tuesday's major claim to fame is that it's not quite as bad as Monday. And when was the last time anyone wrote a song about Thursday? But then there's Saturday, a day you wake up because you want to, not because you have to. Saturday has a place of its very own, SLO. And now it has a bank of its very own, Bank of America. Right now, you'll enjoy more convenience with Saturday hours at a Bank of America location near you, where you can do the kind of unhurried banking that's not easy to do between Monday and Friday. Open a new account, apply for a home loan, find out how easy it is to pay bills online, free. Or sit down with a personal banker for a financial checkup. For a list of locations near you with Saturday hours, stop by your local Bank of America banking center today. It's all part of our plan to bring you higher standards because you have high expectations. Bank of America. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here at Salt Lake City. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a 2-2 game. And Las Vegas is out, hit the Stingers 5-2, but the 51s helped the Stingers get their first run in the second. A 2-out error, a charge to center fielder Henry Stanley. Easily could have been charged to Jason Grabowski, but it was the scorer's discretion. So Stanley got the error. It was a fly ball to left center off the bat of Nick Corneau. And Stanley and Grabowski converged on it, and the two of them miscommunicated. The ball fell in. And then Luke Allen doubled in the run. So it's a 2-2 game. And the 51s might have had more than 1 run in the third when Grabowski singled right with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Flores scored. Valentin tried to score, was pegged out by Luke Allen. Curtis Pride fouls one back out of play, strike 1. He struck out looking in the second. The Dodgers shut out in New York. They only had 4 hits. Mike Rose had one of them. He went 1 for 3. And Mike Edwards had one of them. He went 1 for 3. Edwards hitting .287. Here's the strike 1 pitch to Pride. Eric Stoltz ready, and now his pitch. Fastball just outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Elmer descends, and Scott Erickson each pitch an inning after Penny left after 6 innings. 1 ball to strike on Curtis Pride, and Stoltz delivers. Fastball grounded to third base, 2 hops for Ivar. He's got it, and fires to first base and gets his man there. 1 down, and the batter's the catcher, Jeff Mathis. Mathis flat out to center his first time up. And now facing Stoltz the second time. Stoltz going through the Salt Lake order for the second time now. Mathis, who's from Marietta, Florida, was a first-round Sandwich pick, a 33rd overall pick by the Angels in the 01 draft. He was recruited by Florida State as a quarterback, and then chose to go the baseball route. He swings and misses at Stoltz changeup, 0-1. He was ranked by Baseball America as the best defensive catcher in the Angels organization. He's also having a good year at the plate, hitting .281 with 13 homers and 48 runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch from Stoltz. Breaking ball low. Ball 1. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count on Jeff Mathis. And the pitch. Changeup driven high and deep to left center field. That ball will not be caught. It hits off the top of the fence, and Stanley gets it, fires it back in. A very long double by Jeff Mathis. That ball nearly got out of here. Ball is carrying pretty well today. Mathis missed a home run by maybe 2 feet. And the batter, Nick Gorneau, whose fly ball got between Stanley and Grabowski for an error, and he scored on Allen's double. So that's 3 hits for the Stingers, all for extra bases. Doubles by Allen, and now Mathis in a triple earlier in the third by Prieto. He scored on a sacrifice fly by Alberto Callaspo. And now Stoltz facing Nick Gorneau. 2-2 tie, bottom of the 4th inning. Gorneau 0 for 1 with a run scored, hitting .278. He has 17 home runs. And that fastball's low and inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Well, the generalist trivia question a little bit. Derek Michaelis has stepped out for a little while. He'll be back shortly. 1 ball and no strikes to count on Nick Gorneau. And Stoltz ready. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Gorneau. Fastball low and inside, ball 2. 2-0. First base is open. A left-handed batter is on deck, but it's no ordinary left-handed batter. It is Luke Allen, who hits lefties well generally. And as Derek Michaelis has pointed out, Eric Stoltz sometimes is more effective against righties than lefties, even though he is a left-hander, just because of the way, the nature of his pitches. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Gorneau. Fastball chopped foul up the third base side. Strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. White Sox lead the Red Sox in the bottom of the 6th inning in Chicago, 5-3 now. Bronson Arroyo pitching for Boston. And Arizona leads the Atlanta Braves in the top of the 3rd, 2-0 at this point in Bank One Ballpark. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Nick Gorneau. Stoltz steps off the rubber and looks at second base, fakes a throw. Person was coming over near the bag, hovering there, and Mathis scrambled back to the base. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. The outfield playing Gorneau to pull. They're not playing him terribly deep, especially in right. Myro is fairly shallow and toward right center. Here's the 2-1 now. Stoltz looks back at Mathis and comes home. Fastball, a fly ball to right. That is hit deep, though. Myro's going to go way back, way back, way back. That one is out of here. A 2-run opposite field home run by Nick Gorneau. And Salt Lake takes a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nick Gorneau hits his 18th home run. He now leads the team with 70 RBIs. Mathis nearly hit one out to left center, high off the fence, and Gorneau does hit one out. So the 51s about hit the Stingers 5-4, but in the main column, Stingers lead 4-2. The batter, Luke Allen, who doubled beyond the diving Jason Grabowski in left field to drive in Gorneau with the Salt Lake Stingers' first run. Fastball to strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. 4-2 Salt Lake, and now we're in the bottom of the 4th inning with 1 out and nobody on. Stoltz gets ready. The strike 1 pitch to Luke Allen. Breaking ball low and outside ball one. It is now ball and a strike. Florida and San Francisco, 2-1 Marlins in the top of the fifth in San Francisco. And the 1-1 pitch to Luke Allen. Breaking ball, a big swing and a miss, one-handed. It's now ball and 2 strikes to Luke. They're in the 14th inning now. Houston leads the Nationals 4-1. Houston got 3 in the top of the 4th inning. A home run by Eric Bruntlett. Fastball's low, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Oakland has defeated Texas 8-3. The A's playing good ball. They're now 52-45 on the year. Texas back down to 500 now. Pitch is low. 3-2 on Luke Allen. And Cleveland went ahead and beat Seattle 6-3. Kevin Millwood got the win to go to 4-9 for the Indians. He got the best of Aaron Seeley, who is 6-11. Adrian Beltre homered for Seattle, his 11th. Richie Sexton hit his 23rd. And Victor Martinez hit number 11 for the Indians. Allen takes a pitch to the knee, strike 3 call. Allen throws his bat up in the air in disgust and walks away. Strikeout number 2 for Eric Stoltz, 2 outs. Allen now 1 for 2, and the batter's third baseman Adam Pavkovich. In the Oakland victory over Texas, Rich Harden got the win. He's 8-4. Chan-Ho Park, the loser, he is now 8-5 on the year. Here now is Adam Pavkovich, who's 0 for 1. The pitch from Stoltz. He scores one, punts at the third base side. Good bunt. Ibar charges, cannot pick it up. And Pavkovich safe at first base and was likely to be called a bunt single. Pavkovich noticed that Ibar was playing deep, so he dumped the bunt down. Very nicely done. Ibar came racing in, and he tried to make the pickup on the run. The ball popped out of the palm of his hand. Bunt single. So 5 hits now. And each team has 5. Casey Smith, who hit a comebacker to Stoltz in the third, is up now. Pavkovich at first base with 2 outs. Stoltz looks there, comes home, and the fastball's a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Smith, a good defensive player, but has not shown much at all in the way of offense this year, although his career numbers would suggest that he could hit. He's a career .278 hitter in the minor leagues. Go to first base, and that time Stoltz almost threw that one away. Nakamura had to jump up and reach way to his right to backhand that throw. 1 ball and no strikes on Smith, who's hitting .206. No homers and 15 runs batted. And 34th round pick back in the 2001 draft by the Angels. Here's the stretch. Stoltz looks at first base. The runner goes. The pitch is a ground ball back to Stoltz. It makes a nice one-hand grab and underhands to first base, and the inning is over. Nice play by Stoltz on a hard one-hopper. It looked like it was going up the middle. In this 4th inning, though, however, Salt Lake breaks the tie with a 2-run home run by Nick Gorneau. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the 5th inning. It is Salt Lake 4 and Las Vegas 2.
Check out the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget Casino in beautiful North Las Vegas. Whether you're looking for hot gaming action, great dining, bowling, or you just want to shoot some pool over nice Coldwood, we've got it all. This week in Touchdown Sports Lounge, 30-cent wings and dollar draft. Catch your favorite games on our 10-foot wide screen here on Las Vegas Boulevard, just north of Lake Mead. Stop by today and try the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget.
Bob, what are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking that I'm currently uncertain about our future. I'm afraid that if I tell you how much I love you, I'll chase you away.
Bob has ESP.
Oh, Bob, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
But clearly Bob doesn't have ESPN.
I love you, Susan.
Sad. It's just sad. But this isn't. Right now, get our best deal of the year. Cox Digital Cable free for 2 months. You'll get 185 channels featuring ESPN, Fox Sports, NBA TV, Golf Channel, and many more. All your favorite channels free for 2 months, including the highly anticipated July 29th launch of the NFL Network with on-demand technology so you can watch highlights of every NFL game on game day and throughout the week. You can't get that with satellite. Don't delay. Get your 2 free months of Fox Digital Cable today. Call 967-3603. That's 967-3603. But if I've offered restrictions apply, call for details.
Welcome back again, friends, to Salt Lake at the end of 4. The Stingers lead the 51s by a score of 4-2. Each team has 5 hits. Vegas got a run in the first inning off Chris Buchek. When with 2 outs, Jose Valentin singled, and Norihiro Nakamura doubled him in. And the Stingers got an unearned run in the second when Nick Gorneau's fly ball fell in between Henry Stanley and Jason Grabowski for an error. Luke Allen doubled him in. Stanley takes low ball 1. 51s briefly took a 2-1 lead in the top of the third with 2 outs. Flores and Valentin singled. Nakamura walked to load the bases, and Grabowski singled in Flores. And Valentin, trying to score from second, was thrown out by Luke Allen. Fastball foul back, and the count is now 1-1. The Stingers tied in the third with 1 out. Prieto tripled to right and scored on Alberto Callaspo's sacrifice fly. And in the bottom of the fourth inning, with 1 out, Jeff Mathis doubled off the fence in left center, and Nick Gorneau hit his 18th home run of the year over the fence in right, an opposite field drive. High fly ball to right, hit pretty well. Luke Allen going back at the warning track, at the wall. He jumps up, and it is gone. Henry Stanley hits one just beyond the right defense and just over a leaping Luke Allen. And it's now 4-3 in favor of Salt Lake as we play in the top of the 5th inning. Stanley hit a high drive, and it looked like it might stay in the park, but it did not. He gets a fist bump from Jose Valentin and a couple of high fives from his mates as he enters the third base dugout. For Henry Stanley, home number 12, RBI 36. He's now 1 for 3. And with that home run, the Dingers for Dallas program means that $50 go from Bank of America to Special Olympics. Jose Flores swings and misses. It's 0-1. Flores has flied out, then he singled to right and scored on the base hit by Grabowski. So the 51s are within 1 now. Salt Lake leading 4-3. The 0-1 pitch. Flores swings. He hits a high drive to deep left field. Going back is Gorneau. He's at the warning track. He reaches and makes the catch at the base of the fence. Flores just missed tying it up with a drive to the fence and left. And Gorneau went back as far as he could and made the catch. 1 out. And the bat is Jose Valentin. So Flores, who had only 1 home run all season, coming into last night's game and more than 200 at-bats, going well over 60 games in which he had played. Here's Valentin. He takes it outside, ball 1. Homered last night and nearly hit another one here. Valentin's 2 for 2. He has singled and scored, then he singled in the third to set up the 51's run that they scored there. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. A high foul off to the left, and that one is going to make it onto the roof. 1 ball and 1 strike to Valentin, hitting .412 for the 51s on his rehab assignment from the Dodgers for a bad right knee and now a sore right elbow as well. 1 out, nobody on. Nakamura is on deck. Buchek's pitch. And the fastball, high ball 2, 2-1. Valentin trying to score from second base, and Grabowski single to right. And you certainly can't fault Jerry Royster for sending him with 2 outs. But Luke Allen made a great 1-hop throw to Mathis, and he was out. Fairly close, but he was out. Fastball's a strike, and they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that's been the beginning portion of Valentin's rehab. They might not have sent him because of his right knee, but his knee's in much better shape now. Changeup is outside 3-2. And it took a great throw to get him, and that's what Allen is capable of, and he got him. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Valentin. 4-3 Salt Lake. 1 out, nobody on top of the 5th. Fastball foul back, and it's still a full count on Jose Valentin. Three and 2. Chris Buchek with both feet on the rubber. Checking signs now. And Mathis sets up the target. Valentin waiting. And the payoff pitch is on its way. Line drive in the left field for a base hit. Jose Valentin is now 3 for 3. He just took that outside pitch and went right with it. So Buchek really is not fooling anybody in this inning. Stanley homered. Flores hit one about 370 feet for an out. And now Valentin singles left field. He's now singled to left, left center, and right. And the batter's Nakamura, who has doubled in a run and walked. Walker loaded up the bases in the third and set up the Grabowski at bat where he singled in Flores. And that's when Allen pegged out Valentin. Valentin at first, he's the tying run. The pitch. Fastball up and away, ball 1. Las Vegas has 7 hits. And Salt Lake has 5, and the Stingers lead 4-3. 1 ball and no strikes on Nakamura, hitting .265, 18 homers, 51 runs batted in. Valentin off first, held on by Cotton. 1 pitch. Nakamura takes a strike, throw to first base, and diving back in safely is Valentin. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count on Norihiro Nakamura. Buchek looks in for a sign. The stretch here. And the pitch. Nakamura takes a strike. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 on Nakamura. And barring a double play, Jason Grabowski will get in the bat now. 4-3 Salt Lake, and we're in the top of the 5th inning. Valentin off first, a slightly larger lead now. Here's the pitch. Nakamura sends a high foul in the air near the first base dugout. Here comes Kotzman, but he won't get it. It's back in several rows. 1 and 2. The scramble is on. And a fellow in a black cap and a Titanic-sized white T-shirt, which is almost to his knees, and gray baggy shorts grabs that one. There you go. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Norihiro Nakamura. Celebrating a birthday today, Mr. Nakamura. 32 years old. 1-2 pitch. And Buchek brings it home. Nakamura swings and misses and strikes out. That's out number 2. That's Buchek's first strikeout. 2 outs. And the batter is Jason Grabowski.
Number 46, Jason Grabowski.
Grabowski has hit back to the box, and he's single to right with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 3rd, knocking in Flores. So he's 1 for 2 and hitting .460 for his time with Las Vegas. Valentin at first base with 2 down. The stretch by Buchek and the pitch. Grabowski swings. He sends a pop-up in the shallow right. Callaspo going out. Allen coming in, and Callaspo makes the catch in right field near the foul line by the bullpen mound. Good range by second baseman Alberto Callaspo. He made a nice play way out in right field toward the line. 1 run and a home run by Stanley. 2 hits. No errors and 1 left. We're halfway through it at the end of 4 1/2 the score. The Stingers 4 and the 51s 3.
In business today, color documents are reshaping how we communicate internally and with prospects and customers. Now you can keep your company's color jobs in-house with amazingly affordable Kia Ceramita color copier printers from Advanced Imaging Solutions. Kia Ceramita Color. Scan, copy, print, and finish color documents for about the cost of black and white. Kia Ceramita color documents from Advanced Imaging Solutions produce better, more meaningful communication that achieves faster, more desirable results. Kia Ceramita Color, supported by Advanced Imaging Solutions, a local company with experienced color copier specialists who make Kia Ceramita Color work successfully with your network and your business. One company, Advanced Imaging Solutions, providing amazingly affordable Kia Ceramita digital color. See for yourself. Call 951-4AIS. Advanced Imaging Solutions. One company providing total document solutions.
What a game this is turning out to be. But hey, while there's a lull in the action, why not grab a cold one? After all, it's pretty warm out there. In fact, make mine a cold, refreshing glass of water from Crystal Peak Water Company. You see, Crystal Peak Water uses a meticulous 6-step process for absolutely pure and noticeably better tasting water. Free startup delivery service to your home or office. Call 88 Water. That's 889-2837. Crystal Peak Water Company. Clearly better tasting water.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here in Salt Lake City along with Derek Michaelis, Russ Langer with you. Bottom of the 5th inning, game 4 of a 5-game series. And the Stingers hold a 4-3 lead over the Las Vegas 51s. 2-run home run by Nick Gorneau in the 4th inning broke the 4-4 tie. 51s have a home run by Henry Stanley. And now Prieto opens up the 5th inning against Eric Stoltz. Prieto, Callaspo, and Cotton, the top 3 in the Salt Lake order. Derek Michaelis back in the saddle with us now as Stoltz delivers to Prieto, and the pitch is low outside, ball 1. Prieto has popped out to center and tripled and scored on a Callaspo sacrifice fly. 1 ball and no strikes. Did you happen to see the Stanley home run?
I did not. Right field?
Right field, and Luke Allen gave it his best jump, and it was just over the fence. Strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Prieto. 4-3 Stingers. And we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 51s have played some close ones on this trip. No question about that. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Prieto. That's up and in, ball 2. 2-1. A couple of close games in Colorado Springs. And last night in the doubleheader, Second game went right down to the wire. 51's winning 7-6. Pitch is outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on Chris Prieto. Meanwhile, Jared Washburn has limited the Yankees to 1 hit over 5 innings. A great pitcher's duel. Washburn and Mike Messina, 1-0 Angels in the bottom of the 5th inning. Okay, here's the 3-1 to Prieto. High fly ball to right. That's hit well. Myro going back. Myro is at the track, and Myro makes the catch and then bumps to the wall. So Prieto just misses one. Jose Flores just missed one in the previous inning, and now Prieto sends Myro to the wall in right field. Breeze blowing in from right field, and that may have helped Myro's cause that time in his effort to catch that ball. 1 out for Callaspo, who's grounded out to third, and he drove in Prieto with a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning to left field. There's the pitch from Stoltz. Fastball, there's the strike, and the count is 0-1. Juan Encarnacion is homered for Florida now. 6th inning, Marlins 4, the Giants 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And it's a slow bouncer toward short, charged by Flores. He scoops and throws on the run and gets him. Nice play by Flores. And they're 2 down. Well, we hear about a lot of prospects down at Double-A. We touched on this a couple of nights ago, Derek, but I'll throw a couple of names out, and you give me your general impressions. First of all, catcher Russell Martin. We've heard a lot about him.
Yeah, Russ is he's a real good player. He's a real great competitor. I mean, the guy plays hard every time he goes out there. Real enthusiastic. He's got an unbelievable on-base percentage. Just like any good hitter, the guy didn't swing at bad pitches, and he hits the one that he does get. And in terms of behind the plate, I'm no pro on catches or anything, but mechanics seem to be good, and he's got a very strong arm.
2-0 on Casey Kotzman, and the changeup is a strike. 2-1. Kotzman's flying to left and grounded out to short. He's 0 for 2. 4-3 Stingers with 2 outs in the home half of the 5th inning. Luis Gonzalez is up in the Las Vegas bullpen now. Stoltz delivers, and there's a ball hit on one hop into center field for a base hit. The ball hit the mound and went through. So Kotzman gets a 2-out single, and the batter's Curtis Pride at 6 hits for Salt Lake. Pride has struck out and grounded out to third, and he comes up again now. Joel Guzman.
Guzman, he got about as much power as you'll ever see a guy have. I mean, he's hit some of the farthest balls I've ever seen hit, and for a guy as young as he is, he's going to be a good hitter. Just a matter of what position he plays. Turns into big league level.
Stoltz gets that. Kotzman off first, and the pitch to Pride. Fastball grounded to short. Right there's Flores at this one. He flips to Thurston for the force out on Kotzman. It goes 6-4, and the inning is over. In the 5th inning, Salt Lake no runs on the hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the 6th inning. Salt Lake 4, Las Vegas 3.
Call 383-0383. Place your artisan classified as where you can buy and sell most anything through the artisan classified as. Oh, now the TVs, bicycles, and stereos too. From antiques to divas, the classifieds are here for you. Call 383-0383. Place your artisan classified as 0383. 383-0383. If you've got a or a phone that you want to sell, or your need repair, you like a or a or maybe a or a sell again. Drop it off the phone and let the artisan work for you. Call 383-0383 to place your artisan classified as 0383. 383-0383.
Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep, I don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead, a different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guests must register in advance and quantities are limited.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here in Salt Lake City. Top of the sixth inning. The Stingers lead the 51s 4-3. Good game going on thus far. Top of the sixth inning. And Chris Buchek will face Lee Ibar, Brian Meyer, and Joe Thurston in the top half of the sixth inning. Derek Michaelis joining us for this game. We really appreciate Derek joining us. Congratulations, by the way, to Lance Armstrong. 7 straight in the Tour de France. Outstanding.
Unbelievable.
15,000 miles and 7 Tour titles. The pitch is a strike to Ibar, who has grounded a short and grounded out to first as well. Talk about an inspiration. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Buchek to Ibar. Nope, and he's going to reset now, so Ibar calls time and walks away. Nobody on, nobody out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he swings and misses with a low changeup. The count is 0-2. But you don't have to be an athlete to be inspired by that, do you?
Oh, absolutely not. Come back from what he came back from is pretty much unprecedented.
Fastball just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ibar. And yeah, he's going to shut it down now. But you get the feeling if he wanted to do it again, what would stop him? The pitch is in the dirt. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count.
Probably nothing. You can win 7 in a row. Good grief.
But that's an amazing exit to finish off with yet another win. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Line drive in the center field. Pitch hit by Ibar. Well, he really teed off on that pitch. He's now 1 for 3. And the tying run is on now. The batter, Brian Myro. A lot of there's some great exits. ESPN was talking about this last night about great exits in sports. John Elway, a number of them. Bill Russell of the '69 Celtics. And although they didn't win, the team didn't win. Here's the pitch to Myro, who has popped out and walked. He takes a pitch, high ball 1. Ted Williams' last at bat ever in the major leagues.
Right.
Home run, 1960.
Just added to the legend.
And he said later he thought about tipping his cap. He knew it was his last time up. But he said, it just wasn't me.
Right.
1 ball and no strikes. Buchek gets ready. And Ibar takes his lead. The pitch. Myro takes it outside. Ball 2, 2-0. We'll see now if Jerry Royster is tempted to put a play on now with Myro at the plate. Ibar at first base, representing the tying run. Thoughts?
No, I don't think he's going to do anything with Myro up there.
Okay. Kochman holds Ibar on, which opens up the right side for Myro. Here's the 2-0 pitch coming, and that's high, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Joe Thurston is on deck. So Buchek, who has walked 2 and struck out 1 to this point, into the 6th inning. Now behind Myro, 3-0.
He definitely had the green light on the pitch right here, though.
The outfield is deep and straight away. 3-0 stretch and the pitch. And he takes a strike. It's 3-1. It's near the outside toward the knees. 3 balls and a strike. Myro digs back in. Salt Lake 4, Las Vegas 3, top of the 6th inning. Buchek stares in. Mathis sets up target. Myro waits. There goes Ibar on a fly ball to center field. It's playable for Prieto, who angles toward left center. He's under it and makes a one-handed catch, and Ibar goes back to first base. 1 out for Joe Thurston.
Number 30, Joe Thurston.
Thurston is 0 for 2. He had dragged a bunt right to the first baseman Kochman in the 2nd and popped out to 3rd in the 4th inning. So he's 0 for 2. 4 runs, 6 hits. No errors for Salt Lake. Vegas, 3 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. He wants to have 5 men on base at this point as Buchek looks in now at Mathis. Thurston waits patiently, and the pitch. Way up and away. Was not pitch out, but it looked like one. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Gonzalez has sat down in the Las Vegas bullpen. And the Salt Lake pen has been quiet right from the beginning. 1 ball and no strikes. Thurston at .291 with 6 homers and 35 runs batted in. Buchek collects the side from Mathis. This will be a 1-0 pitch. Thurston takes it inside. Throw to first by Mathis. And diving back in with the right hand is Willie Ibar. The count now 2-0. Mike Nixon watching from the on-deck area. 2 balls and no strikes. Buchek checking Mathis again. Thurston moves the bat up and back, 2-0 look. Ivar goes, 2-0 pitch, grounded to first base, picked up by Kosman, who looks at second, goes to bag himself at first base. They're 2 down by sending Ivar. They stay out of the double play right there.
Yeah, they certainly did. Whether he was going or not didn't make a difference on whether Kosman was going to get to that ball. So got to run in scoring position instead of walking back to the dugout.
2 outs. That's also significant because if they hit into the double play, Nixon's going to lead the next inning off. Of course, you'd rather have Stanley. And Nixon's up now. He's lined out to first and flied out to center. Ivar at second with 2 down. Thurston hit the ball sharply, and Kosman picked it up cleanly. Here's the look now by Buchek, and a pitch to Mike Nixon. Pop fly down the left field side in foul territory. Pavkovich coming over there, but it's back in the seats. 1 strike to count. Nixon recruited by UCLA. They wanted him to go there and play football, and ended up in the Dodgers system. And when he was called up here from Class A Vero Beach, it was supposed to be a short stay, but it turned out to be a pretty long stay for him.
Yeah, I guess when since Baco was down for the rest of the year, he's going to be here for the rest of the year.
0-1 to count. Ivar on second base with 2 down. Nixon waits. Buchek comes set. And the strike 1 pitch to Mike Nixon. Breaking ball inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now action begins in the Salt Lake pen for the first time. I believe that's Dusty Bergman down there. It is not. It is Jake Woods. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Ivar leads away from second base. 4-3 Salt Lake in the top of the 6th inning. Buchek taking extra time. Was off the rubber. Now it's back on. 1-1 to count on Nixon. The 1-1 pitch. Buchek delivers. Fastball a call. Strike on the outside corner. Nice pitch. Ball and 2 strikes. One and 2. Buchek staring in. Right arm dangling down. Now he has the sign. Ivar off second. This will be a 1-2 now. And Buchek brings it in. Breaking ball grounded towards short. Smith charges. Picks it up and throws to first base. And he just gets Nixon. Well, he took an extra step and almost cost him right there.
Yeah.
51's your finish in the 6th. No runs on a hit. No errors and 1 left. Head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Stingers 4, 51's 3.
Hey, you know what's cool? Strutting into a downtown Las Vegas classic like you own the place. Hitting the casino for some gambling like it used to be. At the blackjack tables, on the slot machines, in the sports book, and in the poker room. Having a meal that make the chefs at some of the new frou-frou joints on the Strip question their own culinary credentials. Or hanging with your friends before catching the headliner in the showroom. And the whole time, getting treated with the kind of service that snatched the AAA Ford Diamond Award for 28 consecutive years. You locals know what I'm talking about. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. It's been the jewel of downtown since 1946, and yeah, that's cool. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. That's downtown Las Vegas. Come in, and like the boys with the 51s know, you better come to play. Get more at goldennugget.com.
I've never seen a lineup quite like this one. The kitchen is loaded. The placemats are set. The bowls are on the table. He sees his vanilla crunch. He grabs the door. He swings. It's Anderson Dairy Milk all the way. Nothing makes breakfast taste better than milk. Over cereal with eggs, toast, and jam. Or add some chocolate and shake things up. Here's our pitch. Milk. It's a real team player. From Anderson Dairy, the dairy expert.
Welcome back, friends. We're here in Salt Lake, bottom of the 6th inning. A 4-3 lead for the Stingers over Las Vegas 51s, along with Derek Michaelis, Russ Langer here. It's gotten overcast here, and sunshine has definitely gone away. A lot of cloud cover. And Wasatch Mountain Range in all its splendor beyond the outfield fence here. Just looking ever gorgeous as Jeff Mathis steps into the box against Eric Schultz. There's still snow in the mountains.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
When the team was here in April, though, there was nothing but snow. But now, even though it's the middle of the summer, There's still some snow out there. Mathis is flying to center and doubled high off the fence in left center and scored on Gorneau's home run. And Stoltz delivers to him. A changeup is low, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Houston beat Washington in 14 innings at RFK 4-1. The Astros a nice comeback from a miserable start this year. Russ Springer the winner. He's 3-3. There's a pop-up foul back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Carrasco the loser 3-3.
So if Clemens keeps this up, would this be his 8th Cy Young? Is that correct?
If he gets it, remarkable. Brad Lidge got his 23rd save. Eric Bruntlett his 2nd home run. Here's the 1-1 to Mathis. Stoltz delivers. As a chopper foul behind the plate, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Reds held on, beat the Brewers 3-2. And we mentioned Philadelphia beat San Diego 5-1. It was Pittsburgh 3 to Rockies 0. 7th inning, Florida 4, the Giants 1. And it's now 3-1 Diamondbacks leading the Braves in the 5th inning. Pitches is called 3rd strike on the outside corner. Good pitch to Mathis. Stoltz gets his 3rd strikeout. 1 out. And Nevada Gorneau, who has reached on an error and scored and hit a 2-run home run to break the 2-2 tie in the 4th inning. Andrew Jones homered for the Braves in that game, his 31st. No relation to Chipper Jones. This is Andrew Jones. Meanwhile, Tony Clark homered for the Diamondbacks, his 15th. And the Cubs and Cardinals hook up later on. Mark Pryor up against Jeff Suppan in St. Louis. That new ballpark is well on the waiting finished in St. Louis. There's a ground ball to short to his right is Flores. He backhands it, throws to first base, and gets him. Nice play. And he retired Gorneau for the first time. Luke Allen, who has dealt in a run and struck out, 1 for 2 is coming up now. 8th inning, White Sox 6, Red Sox 3 in Chicago. And Oakland completed a 4-game sweep at Texas, winning 8-3. Rich Harden winning over Chan Ho Park. 2 outs, and Luke Allen coming up. Stingers with a 4-3 advantage now, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Stoltz delivers. And a fastball is up and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 3:15 down the right field line here. 3:45 down the left field line. 4:20 to dead center. Here's the 1-0 to Allen. Breaking ball, a swing and a miss. And they count 1-1. You like this park?
Oh, it's a beautiful ballpark. Beautiful. It's about the same dimensions as the Double-A ballpark, except we're at sea level there.
Little difference in where the ball goes. There's a foul off to the left back out of play. 1-2 to Luke Allen. Bottom of the 6th inning. 4th game of a 5-game series. Russ Langer here with a guy they call the big dude, Derek Michaelis. I imagine you've been hearing that ever since you were about 6. There's a ground ball to first. Nakamura goes to his right to pick it up. Now he feeds Stoltz to the bag with a perfect feed. Well, he led him perfectly, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Toss right on target to Stoltz. It's a 3-1 put out. 1-2-3 go to Stingers in the 6th inning. At the end of 6, Salt Lake 4, Las Vegas 3.
The total package. That's what you'll find at the fabulous Capital Grill. The Capital Grill, nationally acclaimed for dry-aged steaks on premises, chops, fresh seafood, and an award-winning wine list. The Capital Grill is open at Fashion Show Mall for both lunch and dinner. Take in all the energy and excitement of the Las Vegas Strip at the Capital Grill, providing a breathtaking view with a wall of windows directly overlooking the new Wynn Resort. The Capital Grill is the ideal place for guests to dine for total convenience, as complimentary valet parking is offered during both lunch and dinner. And the Capital Grill provides private elevator access. Impress your guests at the Capital Grill. They offer 3 private dining rooms, personalized event planning, and professional service. The Capital Grill is the perfect choice for your next business meeting or social gathering. The Capital Grill on the 3rd floor of Fashion Show Mall overlooking the Las Vegas Strip. For reservations, call 932-6631. 932-6631.
It's summertime, and you know what that means. You're going to need a deliciously cool treat to survive those hot days. Introducing the newest creation from Baskin-Robbins, Frozen Custard, a premium ice cream treat that's rich, creamy, and oh so smooth. It's not your typical ice cream. It's a velvety sensation that will leave your taste buds wanting more. This scoopable delight is rich, thick, and creamy, unlike anything you've ever tasted. Enjoy our new custard in a cup, waffle cone, or in a signature sundae. The new Frozen Custard at Baskin-Robbins. What should yours taste?
Welcome back again, friends, to Salt Lake City, top of the 7th inning, along with Derek Michaelis. Russ Langer with you. Chris Buchek has gone after 6 innings. He qualifies for the win, having allowed 3 runs earned on 8 hits. He walked 2, struck out 1, and now he gives way to left-hander Jake Woods, who is 6'1", 190. He'll be 24 in September. He's from Kingsburg, California. And Woods has some big league time with the Angels this year. He is 1-0 in only 4 games for Salt Lake with a 7.71 ERA. He has pitched 7 innings, allowed 6 runs earned on 9 hits. Woods pitched in Game 1 of yesterday's doubleheader, an inning and 2/3, no runs or hits. And he'll face Stanley to start things off. Stanley, Flores, and Valentin. The windup and the pitch. Breaking ball's high, ball 1. Stanley has flied out, grounded out, and then he homered right against Buchek in the 5th. That made it a 4-3 game. That's where things stand right now. 1 ball, no strikes. Woods to the motion. And the 1-0 to Stanley. Line foul to the right. It goes up on the upper deck. Did it get that fan? Okay, might have got a fan in the leg up there.
I think it might have got him on the bounce.
Okay. 1 ball, 1 strike. That can still hurt as hard as that was hit, though.
Yes.
1-1 to Stanley. Flores waits on deck. Woods rocks and delivers the 1-1. Stanley swings and misses at a breaking ball. It's now 1-2. Okay, where did Big Dude come from? Who first tagged that label?
First time I walked into a pro ball clubhouse, a guy by the name of C.J. Thomas said, "That's a big dude," and it just kind of stuck.
The 1-2, breaking ball. Stanley swings and misses and strikes out. 1 out. Stanley 1 for 4, and the batter Jose Flores.
I've typically had Big was in some sort of nickname my whole life, but Big Dude started in baseball.
Flores 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. He flat out to the fence and left in the 5th right after Stanley's home run. Ball caught by Nick Gorneau right at the wall.
It's funny because I've actually played with a couple of guys that are bigger than me, yet they still called me Big Dude.
There's a strike 0-1. You must have had better numbers than they did.
They were pitchers.
There's the 0-1 pitch to Flores. And it's foul back. That'll hit the railing of one of the luxury boxes, go back on the box seats, and an unsuspecting fan gets a souvenir right there in the 3rd row. That's called a room service souvenir right there.
Yeah, that was about a foot away from not feeling quite so good.
0-2 to count. Flores digs back in. Valentin, who has 3 hits, is on deck. And Woods takes a deep breath, reading Mathis. Now to the windup in the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, gone up the first base side foul, right by Marlon Duncan. And the same guy who brought the net with a pole attached to it, got a couple of foul balls during the doubleheader, gets one right there. Well, the Jazz Bear is spraying water or something on some of the fans in the front row on the first base dugout. What is that?
I think looks like a fire extinguisher.
0-2 pitch. Line drive, base hit to left field. Jose Flores stays hot as Gorneau gets it back in. 51s now have their 9th hit, and they have the tying run on. Flores is 2 for 4. And the batter, Jose Valentin. Yeah, that's a fire extinguisher. I don't know what he's got in there. Walking up and down on the first base dugout. Valentin has laced 3 singles, 1 to left center, 1 to right, and 1 to left. He scored once. Flores off first base to pitch. He swings and misses. Strike 1, 0-1. Boy, the Stingers might want to put the Jazz Bear on their payroll. Give me kind of an intimidator. 0-1 to count. Valentin waiting. He's hitting .444 for this club now. And he fouls one off to the left. That's back out of play. Strike 2. 0-2 to count. Whether they were pitchers or not, Derek, I got to know who these guys were who are bigger than you are.
Well, one's Ron Roop. I think we're about the same height, but he's definitely got a few pounds on me. And the other one was Ben Diggins.
0-2 breaking ball. Valentin swings and misses. Good pitch by Woods. He's got 2 strikeouts in the inning. And the batter's Nakamura. How big was Ben Diggins?
He was also about the same height, but he probably had about 20 pounds on him. He was our first-round pick in the same year I was drafted.
Traded in the Shane Nance deal involving the Brewers. Here's Nakamura, who has doubled in a run, walked, and struck out 1 for 2. Flores off first base. And the pitch. Fastball to strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1 on Nakamura. 4-3 in favor of Salt Lake in the top of the seventh. 51's going up against Jake Woods in this situation now with Nakamura at the plate. The 0-1 look by Woods in the pitch. Nakamura takes a fastball outside. Ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Woods faced Nakamura once 2 nights ago. Or actually last night in the first game of the doubleheader, and he drew a walk against Woods. 1-1. Throw to first base, and Flores is back in there. Flores carries the tying run. The outfield respecting Nakamura's power deep into pull. Jason Grabowski's on deck. Woods up top. And Nakamura swings and doesn't get it. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Woods was sent down a week ago, a little over a week ago, from the Angels. And he has to count his way 1-2 on Nakamura. Flores at first base. Kotzman is off the bag now, not holding him. 1-2 stretch. Woods gets set, the pitch. Fastball a little bit up and away, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crowd doing some umpiring. So Buchek went 6. And here in the 7th inning, Woods working on Nakamura with 2 outs. And Jose Flores at first base with the 9th Las Vegas hit. The 2-2 pitch. Changed just low. That was close. 3-2. The crowd is really upset with Darren Hyman now. Woods is going to face Nakamura with a 3-2 pitch now, and Flores will be taking off. 3-2. Nakamura, the incredible 3-run home run last night to win the nightcap of the 51s, and an 0-2 pitch from Greg Jones. Here's a 3-2 stretch. Flores goes. There's a fly ball to deep center field. Moving to his left is Prieto. He's there, though, to make the catch, and the inning is over. Nakamura just missed that one. In the Las Vegas 7th inning, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. When the stretch half of the 7th inning, the score, Salt Lake 4, the 51s 3.
I'm part of a family. We keep the lights on in the schools,
in the neighborhood,
and in businesses all across Nevada.
We're on call no matter what kind of emergency.
It could be a call in the middle of the night to one home in the middle of the desert.
Sometimes it's just teaching people about safety.
It's a great feeling knowing the work you do matters.
We keep things running.
Just like you, I'm a customer.
My name is Lloyd Bird.
My name is Bill McKendry.
I'm Eric Sechik.
I'm Dwayne Oster.
My name is Bill King, and I'm one of the 850 members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. We're the people behind Nevada Power, and we're customers too.
Advertisement not paid by customers of Nevada Power.
Man, I like you. What's your name?
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
You're a miracle.
KENO Las Vegas.
American family followed everywhere.
Wherever they moved, Brad and Kim Tyler liked the security of having American Family Auto Insurance.
All I had to do was call my agent, and immediately they follow up on it.
They're very responsive.
They take care of us.
Call today for a free, no-obligation auto quote. American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
See the yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today. Or visit us at amfam.com.
Welcome back again, friends, to Salt Lake City. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Stingers lead the Las Vegas 51s by a score of 4-3, and Adam Patkovich will lead off the 7th against Eric Stoltz, who through 6 has given up 4 runs, 3 earned on 6 hits. He has not walked anybody and struck out 3, and all things considered, Derek, although he's trimmed by a run here, Stoltz has pitched as well as he has pitched since he got called up.
Yeah, he has. You know, I mean, he's, I guess he had a rough stretch there, 2 through 4 innings, but he's really settled down after that.
Ground ball to third. Ivar's up with it, and he throws out Adam Patkovich, who's now 1 for 3, quickly 1 out, and the batter, Casey Smith. Did you get a chance to see that left-handed reliever, Hong Chi Kuo?
No, I did not see him sure after he came up, but I hear he's. I've known him and known of him since I've been to the Dodgers. Which he's been hurt every year, but He's always been able to throw hard and he's healthy.
The pitch is outside, ball one to Smith, who's hit two comebackers to Stoltz. The count is 1 ball to no strikes. Luis Gonzalez up for the second time in the Las Vegas bullpen, playing catch with Diana Navarro in a left field bullpen. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Smith. Fastball, a swing and a miss, and Smith staggers out of the box. 1 ball and 1 strike. Who's the hardest thrower that you have seen or faced?
Oh, golly, I don't know. I mean, I've faced a couple of guys that are upper 90s.
Pitches out by 2-1.
I'll tell you, I guess for me, anything over 95 is a bore anyway, so it's kind of, you're guessing location, just trying to get the head out.
Like one of the umpires from back in the late 30s, I think it was Bob Feller who was pitching, threw a pitch, and it was a really good pitch, and it was called a ball. There's a ground ball. Second, Thurston charges this one, scoops it up, straightens up, and throws out Smith 2 down. Stoltz now has retired 6 in a row. And the batter, Chris Prieto, who has a triple in 3 at bat, a run scored flat out to the fence and right, hitting off the 5th his last time up. And it was a good-looking pitch, and the catcher said, well, to the umpire, what's wrong with it? He said, it sounded low. And one time, Walter Johnson of the Senators, who threw in his day harder than anybody, they say, was facing some hitter. I don't know who the name of the hitter was, but he threw strike 1, he threw strike 2. Prieto takes pitch low, ball 1-0. And he went to the dugout after the second strike. The umpire said, hey, come on back. You got 1 more strike. And the guy said, you can have it. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Prieto. And Stoltz delivers. There's a line drive down the left field line going foul. And back out of play. Francisco Soria, who got the win in the nightcap of the doubleheader yesterday, did something you rarely see during a game. He threw his glove up in the air to try to get to run interference on that foul ball.
Just then?
Yeah, 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Prieto. High pop-up into shallow center field. Henry Stanley cruising in, looking up into the cloudy sky, makes a one-handed grab, and Eric Stoltz getting stronger as this game goes on. 1, 2, 3 go to Stingers. We go to the 8th inning. It is 4-3 Salt Lake.
Hey, welcome to Pete's Pets.
Oh, hi, I need to return something.
The chicken?
Yeah, the chicken.
Something wrong with it?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't do anything. It just, stands around and it makes that stupid sound.
What do you want the chicken to do?
Beg or fetch or roll over or something.
It's a chicken.
So?
So chickens don't really do anything.
Well then why did you sell her to me?
Because you gave me money.
Well, my dog, he used to greet me at the door. He'd jump up and down and everything. This chicken doesn't even know I'm there.
So what are you saying? The chicken's hurting your feelings?
No, I'm not saying that. It's like, why would I want a chicken if it isn't good for anything?
Chickens are good for one thing, if you have the right equipment.
The right equipment?
Yep. Charcoal, grill, barbecue sauce.
Introducing the Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich at Carl's Jr. A big, juicy, charbroiled chicken breast with bacon, barbecue sauce, and crispy onion rings. New at Carl's Jr. For limited time only at participating restaurants.
In a bleak future, controlled by a massive corporation, one man will rise. One man who's willing to rock. We Will Rock You, the London smash hit musical from Queen and Ben Elton. Join Arlo and his band of bohemians on their wild journey to save rock and roll. We Will Rock You. Now at Paris, Las Vegas. Tickets start at $45. Call 877-ROCK-SHOW, Ticketmaster, or visit ParisLasVegas.com.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here in Salt Lake City, top of the 8th inning, along with Derek Michaelis of the 51s, Russ Langer with you. And it's a 4-3 lead for the Stingers. Jake Woods, who pitched the 7th inning in relief of Chris Buchek, will now face Jason Grabowski, Willie Ibar, and Brian Myro in the top of the 8th inning. Grabowski 1 for 3, waiting in the pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. Home run. That's the same pitch he used to get the other left-handed hitters he faced in the 7th inning, Stanley and then Valentin. 0-1 on Jason Grabowski. Plenty of power. Boy, the big left-handed hitting outfielder. 1 strike to count. The wind by Woods and the pitch. Fly ball to right field. Allen has to go back to this ball. Way back, and that one is out of here. And this game is tied up on a home run by Jason Grabowski off of Jake Woods. It's a 4-4 game as Grabowski hits his 2nd of the year. And the 51s now are even in the top of the 8th inning in Salt Lake City.
Still getting some clutch hitting there. That's good stuff. Woods hung a slider there, it looked like, and Grabowski did what you're supposed to do with a hang slider.
Which is what Nakamura did last night in a hanging slider.
Exactly.
Here's Ibar, who is single in 3 at-bats, and he takes a pitch high, ball 1. So now Eric Stoltz and the 51s are back even. The home run by Grabowski means that $50 are donated by Bank of America to Special Olympics as part of the Dingers for Dollars program. Changeup is a strike to Ibar, and it counted 1-1.
Stoltz is officially off the hook now.
He is, and we'll see if he even comes out there for the 8th inning with Gonzalez throwing for the second time in the bullpen. 1-1 pitch to Ibar. He hits a high pop-up up the proverbial elevator shaft in front of the plate. Mathis tosses the mask and makes the catch about 5 feet in front of home plate. 1 out of the batter, Brian Myro. The Yankees have finally gotten to Jared Washburn, who had only given up 1 hit into the 7th inning, but Hideki Matsui hit a 2-run home run. The Yankees just got another run. They lead the Angels 3-1 in the 7th inning. The Yankees trying to salvage one of those games in Anaheim right now. Here now is Myro, who's flied out twice and also walked the pitch. Breaking ball, that's a strike, and the count is 0-1. I imagine if you, as a hitter, Derek, if you hit the ball really hard and it's caught, that's one of those just things where you just have to learn how to console yourself.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing. You know, you get mad because you did everything right and got nothing to show for it, but at the same time, you did everything right. So the coaches notice, everybody knows, scouts notice, all that stuff. So you do take solace from that.
Breaking ball bounces to the backstop. The count to Brian Myro is a ball and 2 strikes. Joe Thurston waits on deck. And one of the reasons Woods is in there is because the 51s do have 5 lefties in the lineup. And the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, slow grounder to short. It's going to be a tough play. Smith charges, picks it up, and throws, and gets Myro. 2 down. So Smith charging hard, makes the play on the Myro ground ball, and here's Thurston, who is 0 for 3. Got to be one of the harder things to learn how to be satisfied just to hit the ball hard.
Yeah, well, everybody knows baseball is hitting, pitching, whatever. It's such a mental game. Just getting over those demons. It's such a game of failure. You have to learn how to cope with those things.
4-4 tie here in Game 4 of this 5-game series. And here's Thurston. Fastball. He swings and fouls it back. Strike 1. 0-1 the count.
It's like the cliche. It's the only sport where you can be successful 30% of the time and be a multi-millionaire.
And as Yogi said, 90% of the game is half mental. 1 strike on Thurston, who grounded out to first in his last at-bat. He swings at a fastball, fouls it back, and the count is 0-2. Another lefty is up in the Salt Lake pen, and that is Dusty Bergman, who is having a very good year. 0-2, the windup and the pitch. Breaking ball, he started to swing, and the ball goes to the backstop. That's strike 3. Ball barehanded by Mathis, who throws to first base too late. It is a strikeout and a wild pitch, and Joe Thurston alertly gets first base, and the 51s catch a break right there. He tried to hold up. He went too far around. The ball bounced the backstop. Mathis went back there quickly to get it and barehanded it and threw too late to first.
Looks like we got Navarro coming to pinch hit for Nixon.
Navarro, who was playing catch with Gonzalez down there, will hit. Nixon is 0 for 3. Navarro will bat with 2 outs and a potential tie-breaking run at first base. So Jerry Royster goes to his bench for the first time in this game. 4-4 tie in the top half of the 8th inning. And again, Woods in there to get the left-handers, but it was Grabowski, a left-hander, who hit the home run off of it. Navarro is hitting .266 with 6 homers and 27 runs batted, and he was 0 for 3 in the second game of last night's doubleheader. And in Game 1, he had 1 hit in 5 at-bats. Throw to first base, and Thurston is back in there. Navarro 1 for 10 a series. Walking off first base is Thurston with 2 down. Here's the stretch by Woods. He looks at first, comes home. Fastball's up and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. When Woods made his other appearance in Game 1 last night, he did not face Navarro. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Thurston off first. Kotzman off the bag right next to him. 1-0 pitch is a change for a strike in the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Center fielder Prieto a couple of steps toward right center. And they're pretty much straight up in right and left. LeVar up with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Now Woods set again. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. There's a strike on the inside corner. So he's thrown him everything he has. Fastball, changeup, breaking ball, and has to count his way 1-2. What do you look for now if you're up there?
Well, you know, most guys are taught to you sit on the fastball with 2 strikes and adjust. So I imagine that's what Morrow's doing here.
Here's a 1-2 stretch. And now Woods steps away from the rubber. 4-4 tie in the top of the 8th inning. Las Vegas with 10 hits and Salt Lake with 6. But the 51s have a couple of solo home runs. Here's a 1-2 to Navarro. Breaking ball. He swings and foul tips it to the backstop. And Navi just got a little piece of that ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Woods taking his time, thinking his pitch is over. Got a new ball now from Darren Hyman. Thurston off first base. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Navarro digs in. The Woods bends at the waist looking at Mathis. Now he's straight up. And the 1-2 pitch to Navarro. Fastball grounded up the third baseline, taken by Patkovich. He throws across to first in time, and the inning is over. So Navarro hit it down the line, but that's right where Patkovich was playing with 2 outs, and the go-ahead run at first base. 51's tied in the home run by Jason Grabowski. 1 hit. No errors and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's a 4-4 tie.
Yeah, this is Willie's American Saloon down on the corner of Sahara and Paradise. We get all sorts of hamburgers, hot dogs, we get all sorts of fun stuff. We got the package going for baseball, and of course we're big supporters of the 51. So come on down to Willie's American Saloon on the corner of Sahara and Paradise. Yeah, down here at Willie's American Saloon, everybody feels welcome at home. We got home-style cooking, fresh soup and quiche of the day and salad. Great food here at Willie's American Saloon on the corner of Sahara and Paradise, where everybody's always welcome, and the 51s are our home team.
If music was black and white, what would it sound like? But add a little color to it and... you can hear and see the difference. Now let's apply this to, say, advertising. Classified advertising. What does your ad sound like? This? Or this? See, adding a little color can make your RJ Sun classified ad really sing out. For just a little more, we'll add some real color to your ad. You will see and hear the difference. Call 383-0383. Expect more, get more out of your classified ad.
Call 383-0383 to special RJ Sun classified ad. 0383. 383-0383.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here in Salt Lake City along with Derek Kalis. Russ Lang with you. It's a 4-4 game, and Eric Stoltz will have no decision in this game. He goes 7, which is his longest outing as a AAA pitcher. He gives up 4 runs, 3 earned on 6 hits. Did not walk anybody, and he struck out 3. Now Luis Gonzalez makes his first appearance in the series. He pitched twice in the Colorado Springs series. Gonzalez is coming up from AA. Has no record in 4 games, an ERA of 8.44. He's allowed 5 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings, 8 walks, 8 strikeouts. They'll face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters beginning with Alberto Callaspo. Fastball is a strike in the outside corner, 0-1. How good of a pitcher is Luis Gonzalez, Derek?
Yeah, I've played with him the last 2 years, and when he's throwing strikes and keeping his fastball down, he's dang near unhittable. But, you know, if you're not throwing strikes, you're not going to get anybody out.
Pitches low, 1-1. And that's been his problem since he came up. He's had a couple of good outings.
Exactly.
But he was not throwing strikes in Colorado Springs. But now he's 1-1 on Callaspo, who's grounded out. Hit a sacrifice fly to drive in a run. And grounded out again, 0-2. Casey Kotzman on deck. Breaking ball grounded to first base. 2 hops to the birthday boy. Nakamura waves off Gonzalez, steps on the bag. There's 1 out. And the batter is Casey Kotzman.
I think he started off the year in Jacksonville with about something like 15 or 18 straight scoreless innings. He was really locked in.
1.84 ERA down there.
Yeah, and the most impressive part was the batting average against them was just, I mean, it was nothing. I mean, teams were hitting about 170 off them or something.
One out for Kotzman, who has a single in 3 at-bats against Stoltz. And the pitch. Breaking ball is a strike. And the count 0-1. Well, if you're Eric Stoltz, you may have mixed feelings about this. On the one hand, you realize that, one less error or miscommunication, you could be going out with a chance to win here. On the 0-1 pitch, that's line to left, base hit by Kotzman. It was now 2 for 4. And the Stingers now have the go-ahead run on. 1-on-1 out for Curtis Pride. On the other hand, his longest outing, and he's got to feel good about the fact he's leading in a tie game.
Oh, absolutely. I have no doubt he feels good about that outing. 307 innings of work is, it's a respectable night's work, or afternoon's work.
And he certainly did his job of keeping the team in the game.
Absolutely.
Right there.
Absolutely.
Here's Pride. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a ground out, and a force play. And Kotzman at first base, which means that Nakamura has to hold him on. That's 7 hits for the Stingers. Bergman still throwing in the Salt Lake pen. The 51's trying to win for the 3rd time in 4 games in this series as Gonzalez gets set. And his pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike. Nice pitch. 0-1. But there's not as much of a sense of urgency for them as there is for Salt Lake, a team that is in first place, as they lead Tacoma by 2.5 coming into this game. Here's the 0-1 stretch. Gonzalez looks at first. Now comes to Curtis Pride, and the breaking ball, I don't know, maybe a little high. 1-1 the count. Damian Sturts, the former 51's righty, has relieved Mike Mussina in the 7th inning. Yankees up 3-1 with 1 on and 1 out for the Angels. 1-1 pitch. Pride swings and misses at that off-speed pitch. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's another guy who's overcome a lot to get to where he is. Curtis Pride, who is deaf. And, of course, I know you're familiar with Ryan Ketchner, who's been out all year with an injury. But another guy who's hearing impaired and has had a good pro career for himself so far. Hopefully he can come back from the injury. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, a high pop fly. Shallow left center. Grabowski and Stanley coming in. Flores going out, and Grabowski's there to make the catch. And they're 2 down, and Pride is 0 for 4 to batter Jeff Mathis. Mathis has flat out doubled and scored and struck out looking. 4-4 game in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs. So Woods has gone 2 innings, and it looks as if most likely Bergman will be in there in the 9th inning, regardless of what Mathis does here. Salt Lake getting their first look at Luis Gonzalez. And Mathis digs in. The outfield plays him straight away. Grabowski's pretty deep in left. There's a high drive to deep left field down the line. Hooking in the corner. It is hit the foul pole. It's a 2-run home run for Jeff Mathis. And it's 6-4 Salt Lake in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Hits his 14th, and he did it Carlton Fisk style. Right down the line. It was hooking, and it clanked right off the pole. So now the Stingers are 3 outs away from evening up the series. And here's Gorneau, 1 for 3 with a home run. A 2-run home run that broke the tie in the 4th inning. That gave the Stingers a 4-2 lead. The pitch. Fastball, a swing and a miss, 0-1. It seemed like after a pitcher gives up a home run, the next pitch has a little extra mustard on it.
Undoubtedly.
He threw that pitch pretty hard. We don't have a radar reading up here, but he blew it right by Gorneau. For Mathis, by the way, a big home run, his 14th. He now has 50 RBIs. And the Stingers lead 6-4. 0-1 pitch. Fastball low and inside. And now 1-1. When Las Vegas bats in the 9th inning for their last chance, probably against Dusty Bergman, I would guess, it'll be the top of the order. Stanley, Flores, and Valentine, with Nakamura due up 4th. 1-1 pitch to Nick Gorneau. And it pitches up and away ball 2. 2-1. Some of the people here, Derek, when the team arrived at the ballpark today, were muttering about angering the baseball gods by playing the song Celebration before the 51s came up in their last at-bat yesterday. And then Nakamura hit the home run. 2 balls and a strike to count to Nick Gorneau, and the pitch. Breaking ball is a strike in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I suppose that was a wee bit premature last night.
2-2 on Gorneau. And Luke Allen waits for a chance on deck. Gonzalez gets the side. Now he's ready. And the 2-2 pitch coming. Line drive in the left. There's a base hit. Gorneau is now 2 for 4. Grabowski brings it back in. And Luke Allen comes up. Allen has an RBI double in 3 at-bats. 3 hits in the inning off Gonzalez. Allen has doubled in a run, struck out and grounded out to first. Here comes Roger McDowell to visit with Luis Gonzalez. But Mathis' ball was hooking, and you just had the feeling that if it's a matter of distance, a little deeper, and that ball's going to hook foul. But it did clank off the pole. It is 3:45 down the line, so it's not like the hitters, the pitchers are going to get cheated here.
No, that was a good little poke, and it was well up the foul pole also.
So Luke Allen will bat in a moment, but first the plate umpire, Darren Hyman, goes out to speed things up a little bit. And they played a Mission Impossible theme here, which might also be premature given the fact that it was this exact score at roughly this point of the game yesterday.
That's right.
When the 51s managed to get the win.
It's certainly not a Mission Impossible.
So here is Allen, who grounded out to first in the 6th off Stoltz, his last time up. Gonzalez delivers. There goes the runner. The pitch is outside, throw to second base. He is safe. Oh, boy. Navarro made a good throw down there to definitely beat the runner Gorneau. And Flores caught it and tried to put the tag on Gorneau. And the only thing I can guess from up here, Derek, is maybe he missed the tag.
Yeah, it looked like maybe the umpire thought he just snuck under the tag. I don't know. It was bang, bang, whatever it was.
Gorneau gets his second steal. He's been caught 5 times. 1 ball and no strikes on Allen. And the pitch. Breaking a line to the right center for a base hit. Now that stolen base is going to cost the 51. Gorneau scores. Allen going to second base. He's in with a double. It is now 7-4 Salt Lake. So Luis Gonzalez, finding the going rough on this road trip, will leave after 2/3 of an inning. Jerry Roach is going to come get him. And this pitching change is brought to you by Red Rock Mechanical. For all your heating and air conditioning needs, call Red Rock Mechanical in Las Vegas at 853-7135. Back to Salt Lake with more action right after this.
As temperatures rise, so do your chances for car trouble. Help meet the demands of summer driving by taking your General Motors vehicle to an expert, Cadillac of Las Vegas. Let Cadillac of Las Vegas give your car a seasonal checkup to make sure it's ready for virtually anything summer can dish out. Cadillac of Las Vegas is your GM Goodwrench Service Center, featuring GM certified technicians, advanced diagnostic equipment, and genuine GM parts. So stop by your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Cadillac of Las Vegas at 2711 East Sahara in Las Vegas, and keep yourself and your car cool this summer.
Hey, you know what's cool? Strutting into a downtown Las Vegas classic like you own the place. Hitting the casino for some gambling like it used to be. At the blackjack tables, on the slot machines, in the sports book, and in the poker room. Having a meal that make the chefs at some of the new frou-frou joints on the Strip question their own culinary credentials. Or hanging with your friends before catching the headliner in the showroom. And the whole time, getting treated with the kind of service that snatched the AAA Ford Diamond Award for 28 consecutive years. You locals know what I'm talking about. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. It's been the jewel of downtown since 1946, and yeah, that's cool. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. That's downtown Las Vegas. Come in, and like the boys with the 51s know, you better come to play. Get more at goldennugget.com.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here in Salt Lake City, bottom of the 8th inning, and the Stingers have broken a 4-4 tie in style with a 3-run inning, and all the scoring happening with 2 outs. Casey Kochman, who singled with 1 out, was at first base. When Curtis Pride flied out for the 2nd out, Luis Gonzalez was 1 out away from getting out of the inning, but Jeff Mathis homered off the left field foul pole. Nick Gorneau singled and stole second, and Luke Allen singled in Gorneau. Exit Gonzalez. The new pitcher is Pat Mahomes, who got the win in the first game of the series a couple of nights ago. And he's going to face Adam Papkovich. Breaking ball low and outside ball one. Mahomes has 7 wins and 8 losses. An ERA of 5.07. It's his 24th game. And his 9th time out of the bullpen. Allen at first base. He went to second base, actually. That's a double that he hit. And here's the 1-0 to Pavkovich. He takes in the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. General Motors Trivia. Named the one and only Las Vegas player to have ever played for the Salt Lake, at the time, Buzz, in 1996. Who was the only Las Vegas player to play for the Salt Lake Buzz. Here's the 2-0 to Pavkovich. He hits a pop-up. You know the answer to this question?
I think so.
The catcher, Navarro, wants it, makes the catch in foul territory just to the right of home plate. And we're going to go to the top of the 9th inning, as the bottom of the 8th inning is now complete. Give you a moment here, and give the fans at home a moment to come up with the answer to that particular trivia question. In the Salt Lake 8th inning, you collect 3 runs off Luis Gonzalez on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left. And at the end of 8 complete, the score, Salt Lake 7 to 51's 4.
Getting tired of the same old kind of sports bar with the same old food, tired atmosphere, and lackluster service?
Hey, you'll get your beer. Just wait in line.
Well, if you're into the sports bar scene but are ready for a refreshing change from the same old, then the place for you is Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay. What makes Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay different? For starters, they feature a full Italian menu at reasonable prices with outstanding authentic Italian entrees and daily specials like penne scallops on Mondays and delicious stuffed salmon on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, you can enjoy a fabulous 14-ounce rib grilled to your liking. And on Fridays, Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay proudly serves a wonderful osso buco. Now, how many sports bars can do that? So the next time you want to kick back and enjoy the game with great food, head over to either one of Carmine's 2 locations. On the west side at 2940 South Durango off of Edna, and in Henderson on Mark Street near Warm Springs. Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay, the sports bar with a touch of class.
Check out the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget Casino in beautiful North Las Vegas. Whether you're looking for hot gaming action, great dining, bowling, or you just want to shoot some pool over an ice cold one, we've got it all. This week in Touchdown Sports Lounge, 30-cent wings and dollar draft. Catch your favorite games on our 10-foot wide screen. We're on Las Vegas Boulevard, just north of Lake Mead. Stop by today and try the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget.
Welcome back, friends. Last chance for Las Vegas here in Game 4 of the series. Stingers are 3 outs away from tying up the series. They lead 7-footers. Got 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to chase Luis Gonzalez. And now Dusty Bergman put a very good tandem out of that bullpen. You have 2 lefties. Jake Woods, who went 2 innings, allowed a run earned on 2 hits, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. And now Bergman, who's had a very good year, is the pitch to Henry Stanley. Fastball's a strike, 0-1. Bergman is 6-3 with 4 saves and a 2.44 ERA. He's trying to save it for Jake Woods, who would get the win. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball foul back out of play. It's 0-2. On Stanley, who has a home run in 4 at-bats today. Jose Flores next, and Jose Valentin in the 9th inning. So a lefty, a righty, and a lefty for the lefty Bergman to face. And then Nakamura is due up 4th. 0-2 on Stanley. And the pitch. And that's low and outside ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Russ Lang along with Derek Michaelis. We'll get another moment on the trivia question. Who's the only current member of the Las Vegas team to have played for the Salt Lake franchise? 1-2 pitch. And Stanley swings, misses, and strikes out. There is 1 out, and the batter's Jose Flores. I believe Mr. Michaelis has a clue as to who this might be.
I do.
And
would you like to hear it?
What's your incredibly wild guess?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's Pat Mahomes.
Oh, how right you are. 1996, Pat Mahomes pitched for the Salt Lake Buzz when they were a Twins affiliate. And here's Flores, who's now 2 for 4 with 2 singles. He's also scored a run. He singled off Woods in the 7th his last time up. Here's the pitch. Fastball's a strike, 0-1. Dusty Bergman went to Carson City High School in Nevada. He was born and makes his home there. He went to college at the University of Hawaii. And the pitch misses to count 1-1 on Flores. This is his 4th season in Salt Lake. He had a great year last year, 1-2 with a 2.85 ERA. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Pop-up in the shallow right. Callaspo going out. Allen coming in. Allen falls off. Callaspo makes a one-handed catch. Flores 2 for 5. He went down to the final out, and Jose Valentin will come up against Bergman now. Bergman has really had a solid year again. 9 walks and 43 strikeouts.
Wow.
And he's up against Valentine, who is 3 for 4, 3 single runs scored. He struck out against Woods on a breaking ball his last time up. And a pitch is fouled back just off to our left up here. The ball bounces down to the seats below. 1 strike to count. If Valentine gets on Nakamura, we'll have a chance. Here's the pitch. There's a liner towards second, caught by Callaspo, the second baseman, and the game is over. Salt Lake ties the series at 2 apiece by beating 51-7-4. Back with the totals coming up right after this.
It's summertime, and you know what that means. You're going to need a deliciously cool treat to survive those hot days. Introducing the newest creation from Baskin-Robbins, frozen custard, a premium ice cream treat that's rich, creamy, and oh so smooth. It's not your typical ice cream. It's a velvety sensation that will leave your taste buds wanting more. This scoopable delight is rich, thick, and creamy, unlike anything you've ever tasted. Enjoy our new custard in a cup, waffle cone, or in a signature sundae. The new frozen custard at Baskin-Robbins. What shape will yours take?
It's really personalized service, and we like that.
The Barnes family has their home insured with American Family.
I really enjoy our agent. He was able to bring different options to us and actually address our needs.
It puts in terms we can understand. Call today for a free, no-obligation homeowner's quote. American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof. American Family Insurance. See the yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today or visit us at amfam.com.
When the game's on the line and the home crowd's getting restless, there's only one thing you want to see at the plate. Carl Buddig thin sliced meat. With 9 great flavors like honey ham, oven roasted turkey, and corned beef, Buddig has the variety to handle anything your team throws at it. Convenience like that is always a game winner. And you know, you can count on Buddig to deliver plenty of power in the taste department. So pencil Carl Buddig into your lineup for a home run every time.
Welcome back, friends, to Salt Lake City. Along Derek Michaelis, Russ Langer with you here today. And here are the totals for the Salt Lake victory. They're now 58-43 on the year for the Stingers to win and even the series at 2 games apiece with a rubber game scheduled for tomorrow. 7 runs on 10 hits and no errors for Salt Lake. They left 4 on base. For the 51s, who are now 43-59, 4 runs on 10 hits and 1 error, leaving 8 on base. The winning pitcher for Salt Lake is Jake Woods, who's now 2-0. Dusty Bergman caps it for his 5th save. The loss goes to Luis Gonzalez for Las Vegas. He's now 0-1 since coming up from AA Jacksonville. A crowd of 4,028 paid to see the game. 2 hours and 28 minutes. And as far as home runs are concerned, the 51s had a solo home run by Henri Stanley in the 5th inning. For Stanley, that was his 12th of the year. Then a solo home run by Jason Grabowski, leading off the 8th off Jake Woods, his 2nd of the season. And Salt Lake had the game winner by catcher Jeff Mathis in the 8th inning off Luis Gonzalez for Mathis, number 14. Although earlier, Nick Gorneau did hit a big 2-run home run, which broke a 2-2 tie off Eric Stoltz in the 4th inning. And for Gorneau, that was his 18th of the year. On the postgame show, we're going to talk about this game in more detail, look at all the scores in the big leagues and the Pacific Coast League. That's all coming up right after this.
You probably don't know me.
I make sure your milk stays cold and your dinner stays hot.
I work during record-breaking heat waves and lightning storms to replace the downed power line.
I take your calls 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
I find new sources of power that are better for the environment.
I create programs to reduce costs for small businesses.
I provide low-income families with energy assistance.
I show homeowners simple ways to keep energy costs down.
When I listen, I understand.
My name is Lucy Lopez.
My name is Bob Balvar.
I'm Mario Gomez.
I'm Bill McKendrick.
My name is Lisa Bartlett. I am one of the 1,800 employees of Nevada Power, and we are customers too.
Advertisement not paid by customers of Nevada Power.
The All-American male has few requirements. Food, shelter, professional sporting events on TV, and a regular haircut. Fortunately for these red-blooded urban warriors, there's Sport Clips. Haircutting place made just for guys with all the things guys like. Things like TVs everywhere, and they're all tuned to sports. And there's no girl talk, not in this arena. Instead, Sport Clips has manly things like hot towel treatments, free neck trims between haircuts, and great haircuts at a reasonable price. For guys, at Sport Clips, it's all about you, the all-American male. At Sport Clips, guys win.
Visit one of the 3 Las Vegas and Henderson area locations. For a location near you, visit sportclips.com. We have Guy Smart Stylists to give you a great-looking haircut while you watch sports. Sport Clips is always hiring great managers and stylists. At Sport Clips, guys win.
Welcome back, friends, to Salt Lake City. And the final score, Salt Lake defeats Las Vegas by a score of 7-4. So some of the sting from the big Las Vegas victory in the second game of last night's doubleheader on the 2-out, 2-strike home run by Norihiro Nakamura to take what appeared to be a victory away, a sudden loss dealt to the Stingers because of that dramatic blow. So the Stingers win this game 7-4. And before we talk more about this game, let's quickly go down the PCL scoreboard, the Tony Romo scoreboard. Nashville beat Omaha 12-3, and Round Rock took Memphis 13-5. Tacoma and Colorado Springs playing a doubleheader. Tacoma won the first game 7-5. And so they keep pace now with Salt Lake because Salt Lake won this game. So for the moment, Tacoma is still 2.5 behind Salt Lake, but Tacoma in the second game leads Colorado Springs 2-0 in the third. They're going for a sweep. If they get it, they'll be 2 back of Salt Lake come tomorrow. In other games, Albuquerque leads New Orleans 1-0 in the second. Iowa, Oklahoma, Portland, Fresno, Tucson, Sacramento. No report in those games, which will be starting up a little later on. In this game, Las Vegas loses it 7-4. And they got a run in the top of the first inning to the 51s on a double by Norihiro Nakamura, who drove in Jose Valentin, who had singled with 2 outs. And then it was a 1-0 Las Vegas lead until the bottom of the second. 51s had their one defensive breakdown in the game when, with 2 outs, Nick Gorneau's routine fly ball to left center, which should have been the third out, fell in somehow between Henry Stanley and left fielder Jason Grabowski, who was it looked like both men were calling for it, but the routine ball that normally would be caught was not caught. It fell in, and the Stingers took advantage when Luke Allen, who loves Las Vegas pitching, hitting over 400 against the 51s this year, doubled in Gorneau, and it was a 1-1 game at the end of 2. And at the top of the third, the 51s took a 2-1 lead with 2 outs. Flores singled, Valentin singled, Nakamura drew a walk, and Grabowski, with the bases loaded and 2 outs, single right, driving in Flores. Valentin tried to score from second base, was thrown out at home by Luke Allen, and at the end of 2.5, the 51s led 2-1. In the bottom of the third, with 1 out, Prieto tripled off Eric Stoltz, scored on Callasco's sacrifice fly. It was a 2-2 game at the end of 3. In the bottom of the fourth inning with 1 out, Mathis doubled high off the fence in left center, and he scored on a 2-run opposite field home run to right by Nick Gorneau, and the 51s were down going into the fifth inning 4-2. But the Las Vegas would rally. They got a leadoff home run by Stanley in the fifth off of Chris Buchek. That cut Salt Lake's lead to 4-3. And you had the feeling at that point that it was really anybody's ball game, a 1-run game. And then in the top of the eighth inning, the 51s would indeed tie it off reliever Jake Wood when Jason Grabowski lifted one over the right field fence for Grabowski, his second home run of the year. And that may have tied the game up at 4 apiece. In the bottom of the eighth inning with Luis Gonzalez pitching with 1 out, Coxton single, Pride flied out for the second out, but then Jeff Mathis won it when his high fly ball deep down the left field line hit high off the foul pole for a 2-run home run. Then Gorneau singled and stole second. Luke Allen doubled him in, and that's when Pat Mahomes came in to get Paskovich to foul up, but the damage was more than done. The Stingers win 7-4. And, Derek, you can look at a couple of different things along the lines that gave the Stingers the advantage as the game was rolling along. But, you know, Luke Allen, 2 for 4 with 2 RBI doubles. He also threw a man out at the plate. And it just seems like every time he gets an opportunity, and we touched on this a couple of nights ago, to play against his old organization, he does very well and did it very well again in this game.
Yeah, you know, evidently, well, he obviously enjoys playing. It's hard to say if he plays better just because he's more inspired, or sometimes you just happen to hit better off a certain team. You know, you never know. But regardless of what the cause is, he's definitely killing the 51s. And
so the Stingers get some good bullpen work also as they get the job done in the late innings. And the 51s go on to drop this game by a score of 7-4. Derek, real pleasure once again. The big dude. Nice job up here. And we're going to go over the big league scores right now, and it's a pleasure having you. But you can.
Well, thank you, Russ.
Sure thing. Meanwhile, in the American League, the one game still going on in the eighth inning. The Yankees leading at Anaheim over the LA Angels of Anaheim by a score of 3-1 as Hideki Matsui hit a 2-run home run, his 17th in the 7th inning as part of a 3-run inning to give the Yankees the advantage at that point off Jared Washburn. And Mike Mussina, gone the whole way so far for the Yankees, has allowed 1 run on 8 hits through 7. Meanwhile, in Chicago, White Sox beat Boston 6-4. Contreras, the winner over Arroyo. Hermanson, the save. Ortiz and Varitek homer for Boston. Iguchi for the White Sox. Tampa Bay beat Baltimore 6-2. Fossum over Bedard. Sosa and Fasano homer for Baltimore. Crawford for the D-Rays. In Kansas City, the Royals beat Toronto 6-5. Carrasco over Gaudin with McDougal getting the save. Barol homer for Kansas City. Hinsky for Toronto. Oakland completed a 4-game sweep at Texas, beating the Rangers 8-3. Harden over Park in that ball game. In Detroit, the Tigers beat Minnesota 5-2. Bonderman over Loesch. Farnsworth to save. Guillen and Granderson homered for Detroit. Mauer for Minnesota. In Cleveland, at Jacobs Field, the Indians beat Seattle 6-3. Millwood over Sealy. Sexton and Beltray homered for Seattle, and Victor Martinez went deep for Cleveland. In the National League, the late game, the Cubs in St. Louis. Mark Pryor for the Cubs and Jeff Suppan for the St. Louis Cardinals. In the 8th inning in Arizona, the Diamondbacks holding a 3-2 lead over Atlanta. The 2 brave runs on solo home runs by Andrew Jones, who has 32 now. Tony Clark has hit his 15th for the Diamondbacks in that ball game. Florida knocked off the Giants 4-1. Burnett over Correa. Jones with the save. Encarnacion, Burnett himself, and Cabrera with home runs for Florida. Pittsburgh blanked Rockies in Pittsburgh 3-0. Redmond over Chacon. Mesa the save. Castillo homer for the Pirates. It was the Philadelphia Phillies over San Diego 5-1. Myers over Lawrence, and that means the Phillies sweep San Diego. Padres are now 50-49, and the Reds beat the Milwaukee 3-2 with a run in the 9th inning. Weathers over Santana. Dunn his 28th home run, and Kearns also homered for the Reds in that game. The Mets shut out the Dodgers at Shea 6-0. Benson over Penny. Piazza his 12th home run for New York. And in 14 innings at RFK, Houston beat the Washington Nationals 4-1. Springer over Carrasco. Liz the save. Bruntlett a home run for Houston. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. start. Las Vegas time around at 10:45 for the pregame show to wrap up this 5-game series and a 10-game road trip. And the 51s are now 2-2 in this series. They've won 3 games out of 9 so far on the trip. And tomorrow, they will try to win the rubber game of this series when they send T.J. Knoll, who is 4-3 to the mound against lefty Clayton Andrews, who is 6-4 for the Salt Lake Stingers. I want to thank Derek McCallis again for joining us during this particular broadcast. My thanks, of course, to Mitch Moss, another great job of producing Las Vegas 51s baseball today. And thanks to all of you, very sincerely, for tuning into the 51s this afternoon. Until tomorrow, this is Russ Langer wishing you all a very fine evening from Salt Lake City, Utah, where today the Salt Lake Stingers defeated the Las Vegas 51s 7-4. So long.
You've been listening to the Las Vegas 51 on Fox Sports Radio 1460. 51's Baseball is brought to you by Carl's Jr., Budweiser, Cox Communications, and by the Las Vegas Review-Journal. You're listening to Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Las Vegas 51.